Going on? It's Papa Jojo in the morning. That's right, it's me, the one and only Papa Jojo. Anyway, today is Monday. Uh, what is today? Today is Monday. I think today is the 20th. So, the 28th of March. Man, March is almost gone. Can you believe that? Yeah. March is almost done, as always. And today, I'm sorry, we're having a little, I don't know, it's a little different. It's about a new deal for the. There we go. There we go. We got it fixed. Anyway, sorry about that. But anyway, it's 2 March. It's a 28 March of uh, uh, at the Monday morning. It's the 28th. And today I want to talk about things that we really don't. Well, in my day, we didn't really teach too much. My dad didn't really teach it. We didn't really teach it too much to, at least my dad didn't. I wish he would. But anyway, first of all, your cup of JoJo. I hope you have your cup of JoJo. I'm not left-handed. My son is left-handed. I wish he was, but I wish I was left-handed. That way I can show you my Tasman. Got my little stir. It's just a little plastic knife that I use. Anyway, good morning, Monday morning. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Uh, why do we call Friday, Saturday, Sunday the weekend when most people work? We're talking about working, paying bills, and trying to save some money. Uh, why is Friday evening, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you know, 5 o'clock somewhere, but why is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday always a weekend? I remember when I was working, I used to have regular work when I worked and I didn't have the weekend off. I was working. My days off were a Monday and a Wednesday, never together. I rarely had a job that I worked. This is when before I went into the military that I rarely worked. That I always worked on a Saturday and Sunday. Uh, and then I had a job when I worked 7 days a week, and I worked in the oil field. I worked 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Uh, the week off, I was just recuperating, so I was always working 2 weeks, and sometimes I worked that week on, so I had to work 5 weeks straight, and then I would get off a week and then come back and work 2 weeks on and 1 week off. It's great money, but you know, and you would think I would save. I mean, I saved some good money, but I spent a lot of money, and that's what we're going to talk about. We want to talk about as a young man growing up. Finally got my first. Uh, I went to a store and I bought my first VCR. It was a top loader VCR. Everybody that's my age knows what a top loader is. A top load VCR, it popped up and you put your VCR track, you know, VCR tape in there and it would take it and it would go down. It would pop up and then would go down and you saw that VCR. I bought it at the store. It used to be called Lax Furniture Store. Well, I think they're still around, Lax's. Anyway, that VCR cost me over $700, but I got it on credit. You had store credit, so I paid that on credit. I remember buying that. I had a small TV in my room. You connect it with wires and all that good stuff. and I paid it off, and I paid it, and I paid it. And then, you got credit there, so you could buy furniture, you could buy beds, you could buy uh, sofas, chairs, whatever you needed for uh, for the house, right? For a house. I didn't own a house. I was just a kid. Well, I say 18 years old, 17, 18. And it's pretty cool because you got it. Anyway, the one thing I didn't do, and I try to teach my son this, and I try to teach him this now. I I wish I'd have known this. I wish I had the discipline to have done this when I was younger. When I was a young man trying to do this, I wish I would have had uh, this. Oh, by the way, I want to thank you, Gamer Boy 1148 for following me. He followed me while I wasn't on. Uh, he's a young guy. He's a young man that's going to college now. He's one of my son's friends that plays games with him, and he's going to college now. He just got into college. He's known my son for many years, uh, playing games and stuff like that. He's a little older than my son, but they've been real good friends. They know each other. Uh, we know their parents. Just uh, but he was interested in following me, and that's pretty good. But I want to thank you, Gamer Boy. I want to give a shout out to Gamer Boy. Thanks, man. I appreciate you following. Uh, uh, he's a very smart kid. He's going to college. He's trying to get his education, which is I commend him for that, and I wish him well, and I pray for him that he does a great gets whatever he wants and does whatever he's studying for and does great. And me and my wife always pray for. Anyway, but getting back to myself, as far as that, just to give it real quick. I mean, I went through this credit and I got the credit. Then I ended up getting a credit card. Then I ended up being, thinking, "Oh, I have it made. I got this. I got a great job. I had a decent job." And then I went into the military and got married. Being single too, you look at things and you think, "Oh, I'm only paying so much a month. I'm paying for a vehicle. I'm paying for rent. I'm paying for this credit card. I'm paying for this in store credit. I'm paying for this. It's only $50 a month. It's only $20 a month. It's only $30 a month. It's only I can handle it, man. I got $3,000 on my credit card. I got this, and it's so easy just to go in there and put it on the card. Just. But I was a stupid, stupid young man. As much as I knew numbers, as much as I knew math, I figured out I didn't know math as well as I thought I did, because I might have been paying $20 a month for the credit card, but I only had a $300, $400, a $500, $600 uh, you know, credit cards are a lifetime trap, and the concept of spending money you don't have, and yeah, exactly. It is so exactly. Um, that is, Tavia, that is so true. We believe and welcome to my stream. We believe that credit cards are a way out of debt, but in reality, it's a trap to get you. They grab you, and its tentacles like an octopus, and they all of a sudden they suck you in, and boom, you're done. And as a young man, I couldn't find a way out. I Not that I couldn't find a way out. I just didn't care. I just didn't. Not that. And anyway, I'm sorry. I wasn't that I didn't care. I just felt so suffocated that I couldn't get I didn't get the right, path to figure it out. Uh, but I wouldn't listen either. I was hard headed. I didn't, I was just paying minimum payment. I forgot that if you spend $2,000, that $20 became $150 payment instead of I know, and it didn't. The concept finally started getting in there, and I got in trouble. I got in trouble. I got in bad trouble. But eventually, I learned. Eventually, I figured it out. I grew up. For sure, you get to the point where the brain goes, well, why does it matter? We're screwed either way. Yeah, and that's what you get to a point where the brain goes, well, what the hell? What, you know what? You throw them papers, you throw them bills up in the air, and you say, whatever, dude. I don't really care. But the thing is that no matter what we do in life, no matter where we go, and and it oh, it's just so frustrating because even today we still got to pay. I'm 58. I'll be 59 in a couple months. I'm still paying bills, and I'm not talking over. I'm still paying the house. Still paying water. Still paying electricity. Uh, Still paying, the usual. Paying the food. Uh, I got a credit card. Uh, but I learned to understand and say, hey, boom. I'm 26. Will be 27 in May. Never used a credit card and don't plan. That is that's great because you've learned. Uh, I don't mind me asking what day in May. Mine's the 18th of May. Taurus. I'm a Taurus, so I'm a bullheaded. That was perfect for me. I'm a bullheaded man, so yeah, I was born in the right thing. Oh, so close, huh? Oh, hey, but that's okay, Gemini. That's good, but we're still in May. Great people were born in May. Hey, you know how it is. We're good people born in May. But my thing is, we strive and we try to work hard and we strive to get into the plan of working and getting a good career and making it happen for us, and it's not easy. I know it's not. Never has. My nephew's being born in May this year, predicted like the 22nd or so right in between us. Good man. I have a granddaughter on the 27th of May. So great people, man. I'm telling you, good people in May. My mother-in-law's the 19th of May, so we both celebrate. She tells me we will celebrate the whole week. She's a wonderful woman. I love my mother-in-law. I know most people are not crazy about mother-in-laws. Me, I have no problem with her. She's a wonderful woman, so I have no problem with her. The cup of JoJo goes down smoothly. I wait till this time to drink my coffee uh, because of cup of JoJo in the morning. So, but uh, my thing is that, anyway, I mean, like I said, I went through a lot of stupidity on my own because I thought I was the man, the king, you know, I can do anything. And then I went into debt. Yeah, went stupid, went crazy. Can't drink coffee; it makes me physically sick. So no, you know what? A cup of JoJo to me means, and I understand. Hey, girl, you got to take care of yourself. My wife's the same way. She does not drink coffee. She gets jittery. She drinks tea. She drinks green tea. She drinks just a beverage. My thing with cup of JoJo means you drink whatever you want, whether it's water, whether it's green tea, whether it's whatever soda. It doesn't matter to me. Water, raspberry tea. I love my raspberry tea. Uh, I also drink Rehydrate. I also drink Advocare. Drink this every once in a while. I mean, you drink what you want. The last time I drank coffee, I couldn't see my hand. Oh, girl, my We're literally shutting down. Girl, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Please don't do that. Uh, People, and I drink. I mean, people say that's a big cup of coffee, but I drink that coffee. You know, have that Keurig that has that 1 cup. It's 1 cup. I push it down, but I do that 1 cup, and I does it twice. The first one does the whole cup, and it's pretty sweet. So I don't take out the cup, and I push it twice, and the second cup is practically all water. So the first half is the actual coffee, and then the second half is just water draining into it. So I kind of water it down a lot, you know. But I can down 900 milligrams of caffeine with an energy with no issue. That's hey, you know, might be allergic to whatever the yeah, and that's so true. Talk about allergic. I'm allergic to pineapple, so I can't have anything pineapple. I found out in the military when I was stationed when I was in Missouri. They told me to eat everything on my plate. I ate the pineapple, you know, this round pineapple, and my swelled up. Had to go to the hospital. The sergeants were like, "Oh my God, he's gonna die." I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't. Praise the Lord, I did okay. They gave me shots. They gave me all this other stuff, and I stayed a couple of days in the hospital. But I was good to go. They were pretty scared, but I was good. You know, Fort Lost in the Woods, so we call it Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. But I was good to go. But you know, but you gotta need to take care of yourself. Imagine going to war and being in active duty with guns and bombs everywhere, and you die from a exactly right. What happened to Joe? What? Well, why didn't you get a medal? Well, you know, we don't give medals for pineapples, so we're just gonna give him a Hawaiian shirt and a pineapple. So there you go, buddy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll be looking down to you. Well, maybe not down. I may be looking up. I don't know. You know, hey, who knows? But anyway, that's, that's a good one. That's a good one. Uh, hey, babe. Yeah, coffee makes me very jittery. Ask my wife. Eat some Marie. She's just waking up. Good morning, baby girl. Love you. It makes her jittery. It makes her face break out. So, you know, we all have different things about coffee, and so that's why cup of JoJo doesn't. I know that in the military it means cup of Joe. Hey, cup of have some coffee, but it just means have a beverage with me in the morning so that we can talk about anything. Yeah, I put that together by the pet name, unless everyone in the chat is calling you babe. Well, uh, I sometimes slip every once in a while and do call my I go fishing with my buddies, and I turn around and I look at Danny, hey babe, and then he looks at me like, dude. I said, sorry, dude. I'm just used to calling it, like, hey, babe. And Mike looks at me and he goes, hey, I thought I was your babe. So, the guys are like jealous because I call the other one babe, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I started? So, I love the guys. They're funny, and we have a lot of fun fishing. I haven't been able to go fishing. I've had quite a few surgeries, and I'm gonna have another surgery in April. I'm gonna have knee surgery, so I'm just waiting for all that to happen. So the proper reaction to your friendly accidentally calling you babe is to look him dead in the eyes and say, "Yes, dear." Oh my God, I tell you. Okay, this stream has been very very well. I Y'all have a great day. And yeah, no, I'm just joking. That This has been a great start to the stream for a Monday morning. It has been very very fun. My God, we have just gone off track of everything. You know what? We're not gonna pay bills no more. She just said it. The brain has just said no more. We're not gonna pay no more. We're just gonna the heck with it. We're just gonna let it go. No, but uh, I just like I said, this is a great way to kind of relieve stress. This is my therapy. I am retired military. I've been out of the military for a great while now. I love the military, but like you said, that would be funny. Yeah, what happened to Jose? Well, pineapple. Got him right in the head. Just he tasted it, and he was a goner. Well, what do we do? The last words out of him was, "Hey, babe," and I looked at him and said, "Yes, dear," and he ate the pineapple. Man, you know what? That may be a story in itself. We might have to just write that story down. I don't know. You know, you could be a co-writer on there. Uh, who knows? Hey, that was, oh my God, that was one of our favorite movies. Oh man, Pineapple Express. Oh my God. Oh, that guy. I seen it. I seen it. Oh, that was a great movie. I love that movie. We love that movie. Uh oh, I made a mistake. Oh my God. Oh, this has been a start of a wonderful, uh, wonderful stream. But getting back to the serious, I don't know if it's ever going to be serious. This is just too. This is just too great. This is, you know what, and this is what I love about streaming because it's the wonderful part of having people like yourself, Tavia, Tavia or Tavia, of interacting with me and having a good time while we're streaming because it just makes it better. Tav, Tavia, yeah, okay. It's short for Octavia. Okay, okay. It's short for Octavia. Okay, okay. Very pretty name. Yeah, Tavia. Tavi. V. Huh. No, I'm just joking. But it's uh, it's so cool that we can talk to each other. Well, that I'll talk and then y'all interact with me because, and I'm kind of, I'm not a computer whiz or anything like that. My wife helps me out a lot. My son is awesome. They're both awesome at it. Uh, that's why I tried to teach him about my my background of being such a thinking that I was so good at doing whatever I wanted to do with not paying this and it wasn't that didn't want to pay it. It's just that I thought I could get away with just spending money like, oh yeah, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. So eventually, after my divorce and after I was by myself for a long time, uh, I learned technology. I probably a lot more than the average person in tech, but I don't know enough to use Linux or OS for notifications. Anything. I know how to use the Google. I must most of, most of Twitch though. I used to stream like 2 years ago or so. Okay, you see, you're a lot like me. You're probably a little better than me, but I just I know it because my wife is beside me a lot. You know what? Right now I'm in the living room. She's in the bedroom. She used to work late nights here from home, and she got laid off last maybe a few months ago. In November of last month, she worked for a company for 8 years, almost nine, and then they just let her go. And I'm retired military, but she worked for a computer company, and she did so much for them, and then they just, poop, see you later. So anyway, now we both stream. I stream games too. She got me into streaming. My son got me into. I had back surgery in 2017. I had shoulder surgery, left shoulder, right shoulder. I had two heart surgeries, and now I'm getting a knee surgery. So I've had quite a few surgeries in the last few years since 2017 till now. My last surgery was December 30th of this past year. So I have been in and out. I haven't been fishing as much as I want to because that's what I do. So my wife got me a fishing game to start me off. And then from fishing, we went to Fortnite. I used to watch her play Fortnite, and she played a lot of Fortnite. So then I got into Fortnite. I saw my son play a Star Wars game when we got him his first PlayStation. So oh, that's good. I don't blame you. I hate hospitals myself. I'm not crazy about them. But I go through the VA, and the VA here is pretty darn good. So I cannot complain. They've taken care of me pretty well. Thank you, Lord, that they've been taking care of the doctors that we have that I've seen. It's been the same doctors have been taking care of me for the last 2005, but 2005, 7 that I've been out. So they've been taking care of me for a while. But my son and my daughter and my son and my wife have been taking care of me. I have a daughter from my previous marriage. Uh, she's the one that has the three daughters. I have three granddaughters, and my son, I played games with him, and then I got into Fortnite. I got into Rogue. I got into Call of the Wild. I just different games. So I started doing that. But I've always loved to sit down and talk to people, and they ask me different things about different fishing, hunting, and just different things. And now I want to talk about how I do my spending and my finance. Went to school, met my wife. The first thing I did for electives was take a business math and an accounting course. And my wife and I, when I met her, we were already into our our are going into the last semester, well, the last semester of our before we graduated, and we needed some electives, and I told her I was going to take business math, so we both took them, and we both took accounting. Uh, Accounting is not as easy as the lingo is very different in accounting. It's simple, but it's not it because of the lingo, the way they put their outs and ends of how the money's coming in and coming out, how they bring it in, how much money they comes in and how much money goes out of a firm or a business and stuff like that. It sounds easy enough, but the way they write it on paper is different. But that's I understand how they keep files. So we took it because we used to have a shop. So not that I did it exactly like that, but it was similar to understand how to take care of paperwork and what you write off and what you don't write off, and then of course talking to the looking up things and for IRS and all that good stuff to pay taxes and what you can deduct and all that good stuff. Of course, because of my surgery in 2016, and I got surgery in January 2017, but we closed the business down in 2016 August. So we had the business for about 12 years. So but it was one of those things that we had to do. It kind of like was one of the hardest things that we had to do, but it was one of the best things that we did do because it was a lot of work on us. So it was a bait fishing and t-shirt screening company. It was called Right Track Productions. We produced a lot of t-shirts, silk screen, but we also made it a bait shop. Fishing tackle, fishing reels, rods, leaders, all kinds of good stuff that we did. So it was a lot of work in progress. I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, didn't come home till about 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes, and it was long days. And people that understand owning a business is not an 8 to 5 job. Sometimes owning a shop and working, you work 7 days a week, 14, 16 hour days. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it goes. But that's. But I enjoyed it. I loved it. I enjoyed doing it. My wife worked with me until she started working her full time job here from home. Our son was going to school. Now he's 16 years old. My wife homeschools him, and he loves it. With everything that had happened the last couple of years, the last few years, he enjoys it. He's very smart. He, A student, has been, loves football, loves sports, but of course we talked to him and he made a decision. Well, we made the decision, but he was in there too, talking about the decision, and he enjoys it. He's very far ahead of himself, and My wife is in tears now because he knows that she's going to college. Well, good morning, Red. How are you? Hello, hello. Good morning. Today we are gonna. Well, we started talking about different things, but uh, Tavia, we were talking about different things, but then we got into the subject about how I'm allergic to pineapple and all that good stuff. We're doing fine today. It's a Monday morning, and we're having fun here on the stream, and we're talking about everything, but what we're supposed to talk about. I talked about my work. I want to talk about working and paying bills and trying to save money. How are y'all? How's everybody doing? Just getting some work done this morning, then going to tackle the mountain of laundry. I got you. See, women's work, men's work, mostly women's work. I don't want to put it that it's women's work because men. I did my laundry when I was in the military. I help pizza around here a lot. Uh, I want to say home work is never done, and I don't mean that like schoolwork. I mean the work at home is never done, and whether cooking, cleaning house, doing laundry, that is all the time. You know, that work is always around. But anyway, I was talking about how hard it is. How okay, but getting back to the way I was, I we used to think that having a credit card was just so easy. So I went through all that as far as just not paying attention to bills because I thought having a $3,000 credit limit back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and thinking, well, 80s after I graduated, that it was okay just to speak. I was only paying $20 a month, and then I forgot that, even being a numbers guy, well, hey, man, it's okay. I can buy this, I can buy that. Well, once you max your credit card, that $20 becomes $200 a month or $150 a month, and it's just crazy. And then you got store credit, like from Lax Furniture. They give you store credit where you bought this and you bought that. It all adds up. That 20 becomes 100, and then that 50 becomes 150, and then you're actually seeing your, oh man, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. So then you start thinking about the numbers that you're doing, and then my math really calculated that I was in the hole. And I was like, what the heck are you doing? So I got in trouble. And being a young wannabe stud, I was just a dumb, stupid guy that didn't know what I was doing, ignorant to the fact that I didn't know what I was doing as paying bills because I was never taught the proper way, and I never wanted. As a man, I mean, I know everything. I didn't know crap. I didn't know anything about it. So it took time. So I started asking questions. I started figuring things out. Uh, After everything happening and everything coming to the future, everything, I started to not have much of anything. I started understanding credit score. I know it's changed a lot. It used to be a certain credit score. Now you got this credit score. But either way, credit score is what you have so you can get credit. But credit is good. Yeah, my parents didn't have to buy a house with credit, but I have to. Yeah, exactly. And the same thing with my mom and dad. And the thing is that when I got to the credit score, I didn't know that I had to have I mean, a certain amount of number to buy a good house. Even you could still buy a car. Think of credit like cash. If you don't have the cash to buy it, you don't. Yeah, exactly. And that's the reality of things that I started thinking when I started, when I grew up, when I started thinking of how am I going to pay these off? How am I going to pay them off and tear them up? And then I talked to people that were banking. I used to ask them questions. I used to go in there and ask, like, act like I wanted a loan, but it was just to get information to ask them questions. Not having the cash to buy it is the whole reason the credit scam exists. Well, and when you think about it, they get all your information, whether you're buying a house, whether you're buying a car, and especially those two things, buying a house and buying a car. You go in there, and because they know you either want a house or you want a car, especially a vehicle, and then they sell your information, whether you like it or not. Everybody sells your information. It doesn't matter, and they sell it, and then you get these offers every single day. I get an offer. All I do, I have a shredding machine, shred it, shred it, shred it. That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't even mess with it. I don't mess with it. I just get away from it. So, and I know people right now that ask me how do you do it, Joe? How did you do the how did you do the where you're at right now? I mean, what did you do? Well, when I met Itza, I was okay. Okay, I have a shredder too. Yeah, and I don't like the credit scheme that I have, but that we have, but I still have to play the game to survive. Yeah, and that's the crazy part of life. We have to play, and we have to play it if you want the house, if you want a car, if you want whatever. And then the crazy part is when I went to go and get the car loan, the lady asked me, well, they ask you all the questions. You have to give them, what do you make? Where do you live? They already know that. They have the information right there because you have a bank account there. And they know what you make because you have direct deposits. So, more than likely, they already know all that stuff. But then they want you, here's my, it comes from, like me, I get my retirement pay, so they know that they get it. Itza was getting paid from her job. But the thing is that they already know. But then, well, we're gonna have to pull your credit. Fine, pull my credit. They pull your credit and they see that, oh man, well, you got good credit. Do you want a card? No, I don't want a card. I just pull my credit. I want this vehicle, and then that's it. But then they send you card and card and card. We have 2 credit cards, and we have a Target card, but we've had that Target card only because when Itza got pregnant, I went to go get that Target card. We went to go get that Target card, and we got everything that Christian needed from Target. And at that time, we weren't married, uh, you know, so we weren't married. Take it for what it is, be honest. And I wanted Itza to have everything she needed. I needed a car seat. She needed a car seat. So I bought her a car seat. I got me a car seat, so we won't have to be flipping the car seat back and forth. But, and then we got her everything. We got Pampers. We got her wipes. We got everything that she needed. Uh, so that's how we played. So we kept that card, and it wasn't that much limit. So that's good, and we kept it that way. And that's what we did. Now, I personally, when I met Itza, I had other credit cards. So what I did is, you see this right here. This is the paper that I use right here. It's like a spreadsheet, right? And I'm going to tell you, it has from 1 to 30. Girl has 1 to 30. And I put every single little bill that I had. And at one time, I had every little thing filled. This is a while back right here. Everything was filled. Okay, so those are all the bills. I would put the date. right here on this side, on this put right here, I'd put the date, and then I'd put the bills due. On right here, it says 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12. If you can see that, where it says 1, 2, right there, I would write January, February, March, April, May, all the way to December. Now, don't get me wrong. I would do this manually, and I also did it on the computer. I'm old school. I like doing manual things. But the reason being I did do that stuff too is because if something, and I pay everything on online. Itza does it, but I pay the bills. Uh, but Itza, because Itza was working on late nights, and Red knew about how Itza worked because they worked together for a while. So she knew that Itza wouldn't get off till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and she worked from home, which I'm glad. So I took charge of paying the bills, and I told Itza we knew how to we knew where everything was, we knew what to do. We have the computer out here. We have another computer where we pay the bills. And little by little, this page was full. So the way I did it is I took all the 3, 4 credit cards that I had. I started paying off the credit cards. Long hours, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure you do remember those days. When I write something down, I don't remember. So I started writing these things down. I would write down the date, the first, the second, which is the house payment, so forth, the insurance, our phone bill, just to give you a few things, the Target card, uh, whatever other things that we have, our electricity, the water bill, uh, her car now, our the cable, different things like that. Everything that we used to have. I mean that we pay. The the utilities, of course. So the miscellaneous part is what we do is like food stuff. If we order something, that goes on a separate. But I started doing this. We moved here in 2007. We had almost, between me and Itza, mostly mine because I had started. I had almost 2 pages. Right now, the one I have by the computer, we're like at, I think, 20. I have little things on there like miscellaneous, ordering food, stuff like that. I ordered, Joe's miscellaneous, Christian's miscellaneous, and I'm talking like my fishing rods. If I want to go fishing, if I mean how much money do I want to spend, that's just like hopeful things, like how do you say it, like like wishfulness. But I think we're down to 23 items. That's what I do now. Now, how I got there is Itza was getting paid on a weekly basis. And I'm telling you, this didn't happen overnight. God, no, it didn't happen overnight. I started doing this, and this was before Itza. I started doing this. I only get paid once a month. So we buckled down. We stopped eating out. I love to cook at home, so I started writing numbers, and I started figuring out if I go out to eat, if we at 3 people go out to eat, and each plate, and I'm just figuring out $30 a plate. That's $90. That's not even talking, you're talking at least $125 a meal. I mean, a time, just a good meal. If we go out to Chili's, if we got at the tip, the drink, whatever. I mean, you're talking one drink. I mean, even if you have a drink, I mean, and I'm talking iced tea. I'm not talking beer. I'm not talking any of that alcohol. Nothing. At least 120, $130. You know. So I told Itza, I said, no. You do that twice a month. That's $260. Why don't we just go and buy groceries, and I'll cook, you cook, and we'll have a feast here. I can cook you up some good steaks, or I can cook you up some fajitas. I can cook you up some stuff. We have a 7-course meal here. We do everything here: salad, whatever you want, shrimp. I can cook ribs for Christian, however he wants it. Bacon burger, whatever he wants to eat. I can make what he wants. What those restaurants do, I cook. So we started doing that. And we didn't see the savings overnight. I'm not saying you're going to do that. So please do not think that just because I'm telling you this, you're going to see that overnight. And it's expensive to eat overnight. Even for if your son or daughter is just a small infant, that for two people it's nowadays it's expensive. I mean, everything is expensive now, and not just now. Back then it was expensive, but it's so much easier. And I know, because when Itza and I were just by ourselves, it was just like, even when Christian was an infant and we didn't have to, he just drank from the bottle. It was like, man, let's just go eat. I did that too back in 2013. I left an abusive relationship with my car and everything, and I would fit in my car, and of course my bank was empty and my credit card, and I used my ex, so I had to cut everything out and just pay. Oh my God, no eating out, no buying anything. It wasn't for work. Some bare necessities. You see, that is, wow, man. And the thing is that it's not easy, is it, Red? I mean, you do bare necessities, man. That's harsh. I remember there was time when me and Itza first started. Before anything, we were buying just bread, tortillas. She was making the tortillas, and we'd buy the beans, the rice, or she'd also buy the eggs and ground meat, and we were just making it here so that we could just all of us eat together. And then I lived on granola bars until I got my first paycheck. I remember just potato and eggs, and it was it's something that that if you want to do stuff like that, I mean, saving money is never easy. But then again, I've always said, ramen noodles. Yeah, I remember that, babe. We used to buy the pack of ramen noodles just so we can eat that ramen noodles. And a lot of people, oh, ramen noodles. I'll never eat ramen noodles. Well, I don't care about you, homie, but we ate the ramen noodles. It was good. It was real good. I remember I used to go buy I had a friend that would give me the MREs, which is military, the meals ready to eat from the army, because he had some, and he would give them to me because he was a good friend of mine, and I would eat them. That's what I would eat. And you can really make them good. I mean, and depending what, we would do that. Each are like the different type. I like the the shrimp. I mean, it just depends what you want. But we all do what we have to do. Thai peanut noodles, yeah. And we still eat the ramen noodle there once in a while. Eats a when it gets cold, when it was getting cold, she said, "You know what? Good ramen. Yeah, that sounds good. Ramen noodles are. I mean, to me, it's good food. She used to put those little oyster crackers. They used to we used to put them in there. Ah, good times. Those are good. That was good. But my thing is that when you wanna, we have paid off one, two, three, four, five, six. We have paid off 7 credit cards, and I no longer use them. And you know what a banker told me? He, she told me. I can't believe she told me that. She told me right to my face because I asked her. I said, if I stop using these credit cards and they close my account, will my credit score go down? She goes, oh, you will lose so many points that your credit score will be very low. I said, well, I said, whatever. I don't really care. I said, let them do what they want. Well, on Friday morning, because I have we have a bank account, Pizza and I, where they gave us where when you went in and it gets for free and all this other stuff. It's a secure it's a I guess it's military. It's for military people, and they monitor that to see if anybody's gonna, if anybody's using. Every once a month they send me an email to make sure that nobody is trying to get into into your email, all that stuff. Anyway, I don't know how believable that is, but it's free. Okay, whatever. So I checked, and I checked my credit score, and I think the credit score now goes up to 800. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. Uh, I let one credit card close because I didn't use it. Lost 75 points off the credit score. Got 100 back. So I'm over 750 now. Working on getting in house slow and steady. Yes, it goes to 800. Okay. Well, I just recently I I closed off one, two, in November and in December, and I just got a letter from another credit card. Uh, what was it? Like in January, it closed it. That they closed my account, and I was like, okay, I haven't used it because I hadn't used it. So I checked on Friday morning. I checked. No, what Friday morning? Saturday morning. I checked on Saturday morning, so I checked my score, and my score was at 7. I think it was 752, and I was like, okay, well, can't be can't be that bad. Obviously, I mean, it might have gone down a few points, but I don't think it went down that bad. I mean, to me, I'm like, whatever. I mean, gee, I wish when Munchkin turns 51, I'm adding him on an authorized user to one of my credit cards so that he can get a credit history early. Oh, when he turns 5, I'm gonna keep it in my wallet. I I wish that their mailing system would go down a few points or a few cards. I get, oh my God, yesterday, was it Saturday? It was Saturday. Itza goes to the mailbox. She says, I'm gonna go check the mail. I think you got some medicine. And she got it was like 7 or 8. So I said, "What is that?" She goes, "Here, look, Itza, you have been pre-qualified. Joe, you have been pre-qualified. Itza, Joe, you've been pre-qualified." I said, "Lord have mercy, I have been qualified." I said, "Why don't they just send me a check? That's what they need to send me." I always tell Itza, I said, "One of these days they need to send me a check for $100 million. That's what they need to see. They want me to just like I feel like what's his name Minime's what's his name whatever his name is from Austin Powers. Post office person let me know that you can write return to sender and they'll stop mailing. Oh really? Huh. Just put RTS on the actual envelope on the envelope. What I wanted to do, I wanted to, to yeah, Doctor Evil. There you go. What I want, $1 million. I wanted to shred it, put it in an envelope, and then address it to him, and then send it back. But I don't feel like spending a stamp on them. I don't even know what a stamp costs anymore. On top of the envelope, put the indicator up on the mailbox, and it will be sent back. Ah, well, we just have to go put it back in the mailbox. We have a group mailbox. We have to go and walk 2 blocks to go pick up our mail. Oh, it took a bit. Okay, all right. That's good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Like a year to get all of it to stop. Okay, that'll work. Because I don't apply for anything. The only thing that I've applied for, and this was a few years back, was when I applied for we applied for a personal loan so that we can get all the I had to get the backyard fence done again, and I had to get some new appliances and stuff like that. We needed a stove, a refrigerator, and it was so much cheaper to go to our bank. And I'm talking about entrance loan. I mean the finance. So it was a lot cheaper. It was a lot less than to go get a finance through the store itself. So it was better for us. So we did that. But that's my personal way of doing this. I mean I know that it's not it's not something that maybe you may not use or people may not want to use it. But like I said, I write everything down. I write date the bill's due. What the date just means what date the bill is gonna be due. Now sometimes I will write uh, if I know that the bill is due like on the 15th, I'll put like the 12th. So it'll be, I don't know. That's just me. Just do it a couple days earlier. I like to pay everything off a little bit earlier. That's just me. Uh, Another thing that I do, if our credit card, the couple that we have, if our credit card is a bill is like $25. If I do have the extra money, which I do, I will pay $50. But if I do have the extra, I will pay 75 or 100. It just depends on what it is. Uh, you know, and you make a stamp. Yeah, you can go to Staples or Office Depot to make a stamp for the return to sender. That's true. You can make you can make that payment a little bit more. Uh, it took a while. We started saving money, and when we had the money and we saved it enough, it was a choice that we had to make. We saved up a few $1,000s, and then we saw that credit card, And instead of paying the $25, $30, we just paid the credit card off, and that's it. We didn't use it no more. But it was so much nicer not to have to pay that credit card. Yeah, it was so much nicer not to pay that credit card. It just felt good. But I'm just trying to tell y'all that everything doesn't happen overnight. You got to have patience. Please have patience on how things happen, because paying bills is not the easiest thing in the world. It's something that people hate, but it's reality. And it's something you'll do for the rest of your life. People say, "Oh, I remember guys and girls and women and men. And, I don't. I pay everything cash. Here's my credit card." How the heck do you pay everything cash if you're paying with a credit card? And now you're gonna be paying more finance at 18, 22%. Dude, that's not cash. I don't know where you get that. That's cash. To me, cash is paper money. Pay it, and you don't got to pay anything else anymore. That's cash. That's paying it off. We do that strategically. Yeah, I don't know. I try to pay everything with paper. Is it easy? No, it's not. Now, I'm not saying that that's for everybody, because it's not. Because I know that we live paycheck to paycheck. Everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. It's hard, like for us now, because we were used to, for so many years, the years that Itza worked, it was every Friday she got paid, and we use that. Denver's cards give us high returns, so we get cash back on our purchases and pay it back before it's due. And see, but that's smart. That I understand. If you're disciplined enough to do that, then you do that. Then we use the cash to go out to dinner or buy. But once again, Red, you're taking advantage of something that's good for that. But I ask you, how many people will do that? You understand where I'm coming from? Because a lot of people will not do what you in Denver do. Itza's real good with that. Itza is real good. You and Itza have that same mentality of how to get things done through apps like that. Through like with the credit card. Or she is so good at getting free stuff through the mail sometimes. Hold on, I got to do this. So what are you doing? Oh, they're sending this stuff for free. Okay. I got a pocket knife. I got quite a few pocket knives for free because of Itza. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. But it is a double edged sword. I mean, but if you can balance it, you won't get cut. Make sense? You see, I get that. See, once again, y'all women can be twins. Y'all are a thorn in my behind sometimes. Jesus, y'all women, y'all two are so much alike. I love both of y'all so much. Y'all are just awesome. Denver. If you only knew how much Itza is so much like, I love you too, girl. If you only knew how much Itza's like. If we ever get together, my God, me and you gonna have to run, Denver. Run to the hills, homie. I'm telling you. It's okay, Denver. I know how to hunt. We can fish. We'll live on the land. Bring your computer though. We need to play games. Yeah, but now getting to the part where it took me a long time. Not it took me a long time. Uh saving part, the discipline, the most disciplined part that anybody could ever be. Uh, yeah, you see, I got a little handy tablet making me look like I know what I'm doing today. I actually wrote it down. 28 March, Monday, Cup of JoJo. We're going to talk about working, bills, and trying to save dollar signs, money. Tomorrow, I have no idea what we're talking about, but I'll figure something out. Uh, Saving money. That's that's a work. That's what Itza and I did, and it's hard because I get paid once a month, right? Oh, I was talking about getting paid once a month, like myself. Before I get to that, myself paying the bills. I get paid on a monthly basis. I get paid on the first. Well, I get paid on the first, the third every month, right? So, what I do is I take my bills. I take my little manual. Uh, I guess my little manual. Where I have all my bills written out, and then I go to my computer and and what I do is I take all the what I pay online. Well, everything's paid online. I had to get used. I had to get used to that because everything I used to pay with a check. Which I know some of y'all will check. What the heck is a check, right? I used to have to send a check, and sending the check, you had to send it 5, 6 days before so you could get there on time. So I would send a check every, you know, way ahead of time, like a week ahead of time. But anyway, being paid on the first or on the third, it was okay because normally some of the banks pay you a couple of days before, like our bank. So I'd go on there and I pay the house, pay the bills, and I would go and I'd pay just about all the bills. Well, I'd pay all the bills that were ready because some bills aren't ready. Um, See, and we used to when I was when before you see, but when we were renting before we bought this house, when we were renting, um, I had to pay with a check. I couldn't pay because the guy I had to pay it to his mom. The guy lived in Dallas, but his mom lived next door, so I had to pay with a check. So I know how you feel about paying with a check because I had to pay with a check. So yeah, that I had to pay with a check. Uh, Now because the bank, I don't own the house. The bank owns the house until I pay it off, and even then, I still don't own the house because got to pay everything else. I pay everything as much as I can because sometimes I can't see the water bill and I can't see the electric bill until a certain day. And I can't see the telephone. Well, my phone bill comes out automatically, so they take that automatically out of my check. Okay, so there's some things that I can't take out. Okay, we use Hulu, so Hulu comes out automatically. There's some things that come out automatically, so I can't I can't pay that. But for the majority of it, I use everything. I pay everything. you know. And then I have to pick and choose. Do I want to pay so much of this? Do I want to pay so much of that? It just depends on how we do it. Uh, just a quick story. I had a friend of mine one time. We used to talk about pain. Oh my God, he was in the military, and he Itza laughs about this, and he said, "I said, hey man, how do you do it, man? I mean, I didn't have, I had already uh, uh, my first divorce, we declared bankruptcy, right? Chapter 13, we went through bankruptcy, we went through divorce. My whole thing was just, I was screwed. I had to start all over again. So they take so much money away from you, you pay it off, blah, 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 everything, anyway. So the guy tells me, he goes, hey, you ain't, so everything, I was talking to him about bankruptcy, and he looked at me, he goes, not me, dude. I put all my bills in a hat, and whatever I have left over, I pull a bill out. Okay, I guess so and so's gonna get paid this month. And I pick two, three, four bills, and I pay those bills. And then he tells me this story. He goes, and then one time he said that a bill collector called him and he was arguing. He said the bill collector was telling him off, and he said, you know what, man? This month you do not go into the hat. And that bill collector was like, what? He goes, yeah, dude, you do not go into the hat this month. He goes, what do you mean I don't go into a hat? That means you have no chance of getting paid this month. So F you and have a great day. And he hung up on him and he closed out. I said, you actually tell them that? He goes, yeah, dude. He goes, they call me and they start asking for money. I tell them they don't go into the hat. And I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, dude, look, there's my hat. And he had a hat. It was like a little top hat. And he threw all the bills in there and he'd shake them up and he'd actually pull a bill out and he'd say, all right, we're paying that bill today. And he'd put it to the side and he'd pull out another bill and he'd pull that out. And I'm like, how do you live like that? He goes, I live happily, dude, because I don't really care. I said, oh my God, dude. I said, what are they going to do, Jose? They're not going to do anything to me. What are they going to do? They can't take anything. Look around. I said, yeah, well, all the furniture he had was like a chair, a lawn chair, like a little table. And I mean, he practically had nothing in his apartment. I was like, he goes, the two things I have to pay for is an apartment and food, and my car. Well, his truck. He goes, that's it. He goes, I tried to. I said, but the ex-wife took everything. I don't have anything. What do you want? And I'm just laughing. I'm going, oh my God. She goes, most of these bills were hers. I can't pay all these, department store bills and everything. I don't care. What are they gonna do? And I saw him. I was there stationed for 4 years, and that dude, that's what he did. I was like, wow. And he looked at me. He goes, "You should have done the same thing instead of going bankrupt." I was just, and we would laugh about it. I was like, wow, dude, you're crazy. He goes, yeah, I know, but it works for me. But everybody has a choice, and I know it's a funny story, but it got me thinking. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live like this. So, the old saying, put your bootstrap, up and be a man and all this other stuff and suck it up, and I did. I learned. You grew up, and I stopped spending. Number one, to save money, is stop spending on things that you really don't need. Suck it up, Buttercup. That's what I used to say all the time, man. Suck it up, Buttercup. And it is so true. But I really believe that the number one thing in saving, and I know from experience, is to stop spending on things that you really, I know you want them. I know, because I know I am an avid fisherman. I love to fish. I love to buy, where are they at? I got them somewhere. What's this? So a GoPro. I got GoPro. I got I don't know where they're at. I know they're somewhere in here. Is this it? Look, I brought these out. Check this out. You know what these are? You can already see them. These are worms for fishing. They're plastic worms. They are, look at here. This is the 6-inch lizard tomato worm. Look at that. These are worms. Look at that. Look at that. It's a 6-inch lizard. Look at that. Can you believe that? You know what the crazy part is? They're still good. I haven't used them. I haven't used them. But you know what the crazy part is? Look, the red bug, the magnum worm, 6-inch. You know why I bought them? Because they were on sale. It was before my surgery. Well, one of them. And don't get me wrong. I had the money to buy them, but before that I had to get away from that because I just wanted. But I bought them. The one thing, like Ita said, now you buy them. I hadn't used that. I've used the other ones, but I hadn't used the tomato one. But I buy things now, and I go, and Ita sees that a lot. Every once in a while, we go to Bass Pro Shop, right? They have a nice little restaurant there. They have nice burgers. They have, they have the best alligator tail that, oh man, they make, oh, it's great. Alligators are awesome. Anyway, we go there and we look around, and they have shirts sometimes. I mean, I'm talking Colombian shirts, and they have them on sale for like 75 to 80% off. I'm talking $40, $50 shirts for like, $15. And I look at them and I say, what's wrong with them? I asked the girl, what's wrong with them? Oh no, they're coming out with new ones. So when you get up there, they're gonna give you another 5% off because you're 10% off because you're a veteran. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. I'm buying 2 of these today. I don't buy 7 or 8 at one. No. I'm buying just 2. Just 2. Yeah, I don't need them that bad. I just want, and the shorts, whatever. But Itza notices that now I'm getting like her, which is great. They're on their sale price. You start looking for those little sales. You start looking, but you see, before I wasn't like that. Throw that in. Yeah, throw this in. Yeah, whatever. What? $60? Yeah, I'll take it. What? $70? Yeah, I'll take it. 120? Yeah. I'll put it on the credit card. I carried out 4 large outdoor bags, and it's still messing here. Oh my God, girl. That's when another coworker wanted to try a new crafting or decluttered it. I took it. Oh my God, girl. 4. What? Red, what are you doing? I thought you were doing laundry. Clearing out 4 bags. Outdoor bags, and it's still a mess in here. That's the next after I finish the work batch. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, man, girl. 75 pages. Well, if I knew what you were doing, I'd help you, but I don't know what you do, so. I do multiple hobbies. Yeah, but I just wish I would have known about saving money back in the day. But anyway, getting back to the check, I get paid, and I take about 15% of my check of the month, and I transfer it to my savings account. And what I would do with Itzas, I would take her check and I'd do the same thing. It may not sound like a lot, and it doesn't sound like a lot. But in time, when you do that every week, like she was getting paid every week, it adds up. I'm just telling you, people, it adds up. It adds up to a lot. And I don't mean precious millions. No, God, I wish. But it doesn't. But it adds up. It adds up to a nice vacation, maybe in a couple years that we do. Making, scope, and vinyl 18, floral design. Well, it does. Yeah. And a good thing about it that when it adds up, you can then maybe take it and go for a few days, a few nights, and we take it and we go to a place down here called Port Mansfield, and we stay at a house with the pier, and we take her mom and dad, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and Christian and Itza and I stay, and we go fishing, and I can get fishing all day, all night, and I love it. I sleep a few hours in the daytime, and mom and dad, man, they love it. He fishes, man. I've never seen my father-in-law fish so much, and they have a great time. I have a great time, and Itza and mom lose my line, and I have to cut my line, and then I have to go respool my fishing rods. But that is the best memories that I have, because it is so cool that my wife and my mother-in-law are having such a great time laughing and joking while I tell them, do not cast over there because there's a big rock and it's going to catch. And they first thing they do is cast where I tell them not to, but they're having a great time. And I love it because it's awesome. And I take all my rods and reels, and if you knew how many rods and reels I have, you would freak out, because I have, 15, 20 that I take. That's just what I take. I don't, there's some that I never take. And mom and dad love it because they don't have to take anything. They know that I'm taking care of them, and it's great. We take food. I fillet fresh trout, fresh reds, whatever, flounder that I catch, and I do it right there, and it's awesome. That night, that evening, I'll go fishing, and I catch them with the, was what you just saw, these worms right here. I throw it out there, and I'll catch me a good 3, 4 trout, and we eat that night. We feast on trout. We feast on fish, and they'll take breakfast for the morning. Got my coffee, and hopefully one day we'll go again, and I'll do my cup of JoJo out there, and y'all can see the beautiful place where we go. And I hope that one day maybe Denver and Atlas and Red, y'all can come down, and y'all can come down, and y'all don't have to do anything but just come down and fish with us. You don't need anything. I got everything for y'all. Y'all don't have to pay for anything. You just come down and visit us. All you gotta do is pay for your flight, or your drive, whatever, and y'all have a place to stay, because y'all are family. We love y'all, and y'all would just relax and just chill with us and have a great time. I'll guarantee you will want to come back. I'll promise you will want to come back, because it is awesome down here. Now, man, I mean, it is, oh my God, we have a fun time. We just laugh. Y'all will stay up all night long. Denver and I will, and Atlas, and we will probably fish all night. We would just laugh and joke. Ah, man, just be the family that we are. And I mean, it'd just be great. It'd be awesome. But anyway, getting back to that. First, we got to save money. So that's what I do. Now, this might be something crazy to y'all. It may be something that you might think, what in the heck are you doing, Papa Jojo? But this is what I do. This is what I did. This is we talked about this. You know those little bitty places that loan you money and they charge you 50 million% when you go out and you get like a $500 loan and then you have to pay back 1,000, $1,200 or $1,500 for that $500 loan. So I told Itza, yeah, the legal loan charge. Yeah. Hey, forget about it. How you doing? Hey, come to Papa Jojo. I loan you 500. You give me back 2,000. Hey, sounds legal, eh? Hey, why not? Hey, why not? I told Itza how to talk like Rocky. You just got to move your mouth to the side and then, hey, yo, Adrian. Hey, what do you want me to do, Adrian? Hey, come on, man. Hey, you know what I'm doing, eh? You come on, hey. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you loan shark. Hey, come on, I can help you out. Yeah, Paulie, all right, what are you doing? Anyway, yeah, we were playing Rogue the other day, and Rocky's on the Rogue, and I was telling her, I said, you know how to talk like Stallone. All you gotta do is, because when he does a movie, I love him. I remember talking about his and reading about him. I read a book about Rocky and how he started everything. When he talks, he just puts his mouth to the side. That's how he got into character with Rocky. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? Hey, what do you want me to do, Adrian? I don't know. Hey, Mickey, how you doing? Hey, yo, Adrian. Anyway, uh, uh, what I did, and I told Itza, was, look, ah, Red. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hey, man, that's a lot of loan right there. How much I gotta pay you back? Like 1,700? Hey, I don't know. That's 17 bits. I don't know. I gotta pay her back 35 bits back. Anyway, thank you, Red. You're awesome. Uh, uh, man, I tell you, Red. You know what, Red? If I could, I'd jump off, but I can't. I will. I am going to stream today. I don't know what I'm going to stream. I was thinking of streaming Rogue, but we'll we'll figure it out. Um, but this is what I told Itza. This is what we do. Uh, I told her because she wanted to buy something. And I know it sounds kind of awkward and it sounds weird, but and we did this a few times, and it worked out pretty good. Itza wanted, well, we both wanted. We wanted to buy something, right? Oh, thank you, Red. You're such a sweetheart. So what we did is we wanted to get something. We wanted to buy something, and we needed, and instead of paying it, I told her, okay, this is what we can do. I told her we needed to get the the the, the cash out. So I went I went to get the cash, and I figured out, you know, what, if we got the cash out, so I took out $1,000 out of our savings, right? And most of the time you're getting, so much percentage out of what you pay, whatever. So I told her, I said, okay, this is what we'll do. I'll loan you the money, $1,000. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, we're gonna loan ourselves $1,000 from our checking account, and I want you to pay me. You're gonna pay that $1,000 back into your savings. But instead of just paying 1,000, and I know it sounds crazy, you're gonna pay back 1,200. You're gonna add another $200 to it. But if you went to another company, you'd pay more. And I know it sounds ridiculous. It sounds like what why would you do that? Well, we were just testing what we could do for ourselves. So I told her, I said, you could take that $1,000, make it into that now it's 1,200, and you can pay it off in how many? Let's say you pay it off in 6 months, or you can be realistic and let's say you can pay it off in 12 months. It's up to you. That's $100 a month. So and I said, but you can pay it off in however you want. So she said, well, let me pay it off in a year and $100 a month, right? But if I can pay it off more, then we can do it. Or you can pay it off weekly. That's 12. That's 12. Uh, uh, that's $100 a week since you get paid weekly. So what we did is she wanted to pay it off $100 a week. So in 12 weeks, she the money I gave her for cash so she can buy the item that she wanted. She paid it off in 12 weeks, but instead of having only 1,000 in her saving, from the checking that I gave her, she ended up putting 1,200 back. Yeah, I know it's our money, but it kind of the only reason I did that is because it kind of made us more disciplined, and it was just our way of getting more disciplined to put money back into the savings account. So we got used to putting money into the savings as paying back somebody that loaned us 1,000, but we were just giving it back to ourselves. But it wasn't nothing about, how do I say, it wasn't about us giving us back our money. It was us trying to get used to paying back money that we were. This was a while back about us having. Yeah, exactly. Okay. You have a similar system, right? Where we can get used to paying, so that we have that. I guess you could call it like a muscle memory. Like, okay, we got to pay this. We have that going back into the savings. You need to start saving money. You need to save money. So now I have that thing that when I go to the computer and I check our savings and I mean our checking account, I we always transfer money from one place to another. I mean, from checking to the savings. And believe it or not, we still, even if it's $20, even if it's $10 to $15, $25, we still throw money in the savings. We're down to one person making money a month. I mean, in this household now, which is fine. But the time that Itza was working and we were saving money, that got us into saving more money because we started that little thing. Hey babe, I need $500 for we would just make up stuff. Hey, I need $500 to buy a fishing rod. I didn't buy no fishing rod. That wasn't it. It was $500 to take out so that I can pay back. I would say I'm gonna pay back $650 back. So I would I would pay back 650 in you know in a few months. I mean, in 6 7 months, because I got paid once a month, so it was harder for me because I got paid uh uh you know every first of the month. But I paid that back in 6 months, but I would pay a little bit more. Okay, how much am I gonna pay? I'm gonna pay $125 a month. So once I got that, and then sometimes I pay a little bit extra. But we were used to it. But I still had the 500 because what I spend it on, I didn't spend it on anything. Boom. Joe just paid back. I just saved that 650, but I still have that 500. Boom. So now I got 650. That's 1150 right there. I'm gonna put this back in the bank. Bank's only just down the road, so I just go deposit it. But I would actually go take 500 out of the bank. It's just something that might want to think about. It's, you know, is it work for everybody? I don't know. Probably not. But you're not gonna know unless you try it. I mean, I'm just throwing, I'm just throwing things out there for you that could could help you. Maybe you think it's a crazy idea, like, what the hell's wrong with you? What are you stupid man? Maybe, but it worked for us. Are we debt free? No, you're never gonna be debt free. So don't ever think about it that way because, you know, we all have money problems. We all want to be rich. The one thing about being loaded is that you're only gonna have loaded money problems. I'm just speaking truth, man. I just know. Why? Because I know people that have multi millions and they have more problems and more money problems than I have. You know why? Because they don't pay their bills. They have accountants pay their bills, and those accountants don't pay the bills because they don't care about them. They don't care about their money. They care about them paying them themselves. Why do I know that? Because a lot of them have gone bankrupt because their accountants take off with their money. I'm just saying, you need to have somebody that knows. I don't understand how people have accountants and yet they don't know what their money what the, I told my son, I said, you ever become a pro football player or a pro athlete, you need to know how much money you got. I see so many athletes, so much money, and right when they retire, they're broke and don't have any money, and then they're out there acting like, oh, poor me. No, I don't feel sorry for you. Sorry. You made $30 million a year, and now you're broke because you're stupid. Because you had no idea. No, you had an idea. You just didn't care. You just thought, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. But you see, you're so into your fame that you forget, hey, wait a minute. I got to check on my money, dude. This accountant I hired? No, you need to check who did I hire? Where is my money? Nobody's gonna. If I'm a professional athlete and that guy tells me, "Oh, I got this," you ain't got nothing, dude. This is my money. I can check my bank account whenever I want. I hired you, and I can fire you. But those stories where, yeah, my accountant robbed me. Why? Because you're stupid and you had no idea that the accountant was gonna rob you. Isn't there a show called How the Lottery Ruined My Life? And the same thing. Exactly. The same. There is one like that. Because they hired people that stole all their money because they thought, oh, the accountant's going to take care of me. Rather than that, they're not going to take care of you. They're going to take care of themselves. And you know what? There was a show about the lottery where they they won so much money within about a year or two, they're broke because they make horrible, exactly, their spending habits, and they end up worse off than what they were, and then they owe all these uh 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 taxes. That's the one thing why I say that people that are millionaires, billionaires have more money problems than regular people, and I'm going to say it, regular Joes, than anybody else. And the reason being is because they don't think about what they do. And I tell my son every day, and I know he wants, like he talks about, I want to, and Dad, if I could be, hey, I hope you become what you want to become. If you become an athlete, if you become a pro base football player, I hope you become. But remember, if you buy a $5 million home, there's gonna be a big time tax. You buy a $250,000 car, it's gonna cost you to take care of that maintenance, oil, everything. If you buy whatever you whatever you buy, if you're it's gonna cost you the maintenance to take care of the house, to take care of the yard. Think about it. Follow through on what it's gonna take. First thing I would do, insure my kids with the house so that they can't be evicted. Then keep raising the rent. Yep, exactly. I don't understand. You know, my nephew and I, right? My oldest nephew is a few years younger than me. He was the first nephew, the firstborn nephew of, I don't know, about, I think there's like 60, 70, maybe 80 nephews, great nephews, great great nephews, great 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 nephews. We have a big family. We have a huge family. But Manuel is the oldest of all of us, right? He was a chemical engineer. Now he's an accountant, right? The chemical engineer got, uh, he got burnt, he got hurt and everything. But then he went back to school and became an accountant. We were talking one day. This was a while back, and we, as growing up, our parents, or they were wonderful parents. Our parents were great to us. Our parents gave us what we needed: a house and food, a home, a loving home, a house, everything like that. Don't get me wrong. But there was things that we weren't taught. We weren't taught about investing. We weren't taught about keeping our first GI Joe the Kung Fu grip, keeping our tricycles, keeping our red little wagons. Those things that I had, uh, Stretch Armstrong, all these things that I had back in those days, that my sisters, the first Barbies back in the 50s and 60s, could you imagine? I know that the Kung Fu grip GI Joe that I had and the Stretch Armstrong, uh, these Spider-Man comic books. My brother back in the 40s and 50s, all the books of Superman that he had collected. The comic. You imagine how much they're worth today? My God. But you see, we didn't grow up in keep this, keep that. The washboards that my mom used to use, those old fashioned tubs that she was washing, the washing machines, those old things. My dad had a Model T car, but back in the day, he said that was his first car. Could you imagine if he kept that car? But see, things like that, we didn't think about keeping those. He had a 64, was it a 60, no, Chevy, or I mean a 54 Chevy, I think. Man, just keeping those old vehicles. Man, people pay millions of hundreds of thousands of dollars for those things. Comic books, Kung Fu Grip, the GI Joe, the Stretch Armstrong. Anyway, my nephew and I were talking about all these things, and then he told us, "Hey, Uncle Joe, when you were 19, 20, and I was like 17, 18, if you and I would have just got together and put $500 on this guy that created Windows, by the age of 25, you and I would have been multimillionaires." But we didn't know anything about that, and we didn't. Can you imagine that? $500. I was spending $500 like water because woohoo, army baby, what the hell? Let's go, boom, boom, boom. Throw this money over here, throw that money over there. All we had to do is just invest it in Microsoft. $500 each. We could have just gone in together and spent $1,000 in Microsoft, and we could have been, by the age of 25, we would have been multimillionaires. And yet, we decided that we didn't know anything about it. But you see, back then we weren't taught about that. We were taught. My dad taught us manners, of course, respect, all the good stuff. Don't get me wrong, working hard. But all my dad used to tell us is, you go to school, you graduate, you go to college, or you get a great job, you retire, and you live the rest of your life retired. Because that's what he did. He didn't think of the time changing into the digital world, into gadgets like this. He'd be looking at me going, what in the world are you doing coming out on, what is this thing that you do? What is this cup of JoJo stuff that you're doing? You should be out working. You should be out there doing something. What is this? You should be working with your hands, trying to sell something to make extra money. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should be out there doing maybe getting a trailer for your lawnmower and go out there cutting grass and then starting a lawn company or whatever. I mean, that's my dad's thinking of doing something after retirement. Oh, I respected the man. Don't get me wrong. He was the hardest worker I've known. He was that man. That man could do anything with his hands. He could build a house. He could do anything. I mean, that dude was, man. He was the man. And I miss him a lot. My mom could cook anything you wanted. She was the woman, I tell you. But they didn't know anything about this kind of stuff, and I was just as ignorant about this stuff when I got in the military until I went to school. I was so scared to touch a mouse. I thought I was gonna break it. You know, it's just so crazy how things happen, and here I am working. I mean, well, I worked, paying bills, trying to save money. But that's what we do. That's what we all do. But please do not forget to have a life. And it's part of our life. It's not. It shouldn't consume you, and it shouldn't be all of your life. We have a son. We have a son that's that's our life. He's our life. There's nothing I wouldn't do for that boy, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for my wife. Believe me. Those two, they're my life. But I know with them two comes working, paying my bills, and trying to save money. Because that's part of life too. But it's not all my life. So, people, when I tell you that I'm talking about working and paying bills and saving money, it doesn't mean that that's all we do in life. No, it's essential. Yes, I know. It's what we have to do. Yeah, we're gonna get into credit cards. We're gonna get into a debt. We're gonna get in, and some of us it's hard because some of us it's hard to find a job. Or there's work out there because for some of us we want a certain type of job, and I understand that, and I get that. But as a man, whatever job comes around, take it, go work it until the job that you want gets to you. Do not sit your ass at home and act like, oh, there's no work for me. Because my dad used to tell me there is always work to be done and get paid for. You may not like the work, you may not like the pay, but there's always work. And if you're a man, go out there and get yourself a job that you need to have, because you need a job to live and you need to pay them bills. You don't have to keep the job forever, but keep it until the next better one comes along. That was my dad's advice to me, and that's my advice to you. And I'm talking to the men, because our job is to provide. I'm not talking to the women, because women want to provide, and that is awesome. But in my house and in my world, we provide. And I'm not putting down women, because women always provide. You know why? Because they nurture us, they take care of us, and they love us. And you know what? That is more than what most men will ever do. Because I'm telling you, I speak truth because I have been through it. I know that women do so much for us. I have 7 sisters. I had a mom. I had my grandmas. I never knew my grandfathers. I wish I did, because those sons of guns were the best grandfathers that I understand. And I knew that my brothers and my older brother, that he knew. And my dad was told me about them. But I'm telling you, men, if there's a job, take it. Don't cry about it. Don't sit in the sidelines. Take that job. Get paid. Support yourself if you're by yourself. Support your family if you have family. Support your wife if you only have your wife. Support your significant other. I don't care who you're with. But go out there and find a job and work like that job is the only thing you have to make money for now. But that doesn't mean you can't find a better one. And when you do that job, do it the best you can, because they will watch you, they will look at you, and they will grade you. Because they're going to talk about you no matter what. Walk away, man. Just let them talk about you. Because if at the end of the day you did 100% and you feel good about yourself, who cares? Don't bitch. Just walk away. We all complain. I understand that. I tell my wife things. I complain about things. I know. But that's between me and my wife. But we all complain. And it's okay. I complain. I mean, it's okay. I let it out. But do not let a job go. I've had jobs. Oh my God, I've had jobs. But you know what? I got better ones. I got paid better. And I've made so many contacts, friends, acquaintances. And I learned so many different things. Because I had so many different options and so many different just openings of different things that I could learn, and I'd learned them and I did them. Why? Because I needed a job. It wasn't a career, it was just a job. My career was the military, and I did it. And I did it to the best of my ability. And some people will say, well, you sucked at it. That's your opinion. You know how many people don't like me? I really don't care. But don't point the finger at me, because remember, 3 are pointing back at you. So just do your job. Do it right and do it the best that you can. You know why? Because people are going to talk. So let them. People will always talk. And they will always talk, whether it's good or bad, they will always talk. But mostly bad. Why? Because that's how they do. Those are the ones that you just walk away from. I want my family to always know they can depend on me. Exactly. See that? You always want them to know that you're there for them no matter what. And my actions prove it every time. What else? What else? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. And this is Red. She knows what I'm talking about. She is a hard-working woman. God, if most men had half of her power, boy, y'all guys, I'm telling you, I'm just, and I'm not trying to be ugly to y'all. I'm just saying, work, get a job, support. That's it. That's it. I told my wife, she didn't have to work, but you know what? I not that she, I, she wanted to work. I told her work. That's fine. I never stopped her from working. No, that's not it. But I'm old school. I believe that a man supports the woman, but I also believe in what she wants to do. But I support what she wants to do. So if she wants to work, I'm behind her 100% in whatever she wants to do. You know why? Because that's what a real man does. A real man doesn't question the woman of what she wants to do or who she wants to become. A real man looks at her and says, I'm there for you, baby. Let's do it. Let's go for it. You go get him. What's that MJ tells Tiger? Tells Spider-Man, go get him, Tiger. I tell her, go get him, baby. Make it happen. Make it happen. That's what you got to do. Make it happen. Every time you have a chance to do it, just make it happen. But do not sit on your butt and act like it's going to come to you. Nothing comes to you. Believe me, it's not going to come to you. You can sit there all day long. Unless your mom and dad are multi-billionaires or multi-millionaires and you're waiting for an inheritance, then you're one of the lucky ones. Yeah. Dang. I wish I had a mom and dad to pay for my rent. And believe me, I've seen guys that did that. I like to say, happy spouse, happy house. Yep, both have to be happy in the house with work, ambitions, and enrichment. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. That is so true. You know, it doesn't take 50-50. It takes 100-100. That's my saying. It takes 100% from both spouse to make everything work. I know, 50-50, I know that works the same way, but I just like to look at it. You put 100%, you put 100%. It may not be 100% of the same thing, but 100% of each other's energy to make things work. That's what I'm saying. See, with work, ambitions, and enrichment. Because both spouses are happy, man. That's what I look at it. Ah, man, I tell you. Is it perfect? Nah, nothing's perfect. Because if it was, we wouldn't have to work. Everything would be, man, we'd be the Garden of Eden, I think, or heaven, or somewhere where we didn't have to do anything. Everything would be coming to us. You know what I mean? So, me, I have walked many steps to get where I'm at. I have gone through many tribulations, or however you want to say it. I have gone through many injuries. I have gone through many X's on the road, many crossroads. I have gone and I have fallen off the track. I have picked myself up. I have dusted myself off. And as Red says it, I have sucked it up, Buttercup. And I have marched through and kept going. And there's times that I just want to lay down, and I've fallen down and laid down and just wanted to stay there and said, enough is enough. But then there's a little voice that says, why are you quitting? You're not a quitter. And then I think, leave me alone. Just go away. Because financial burden sucks. Saving money is hard. Paying bills sucks. I'm just saying, I'm just talking reality, people. If you can't handle it, then, life is going to be pretty harsh. Be strong. Suck it up, Buttercup. As Red says, you have to suck it up, Buttercup. You have to do that. You have to find, you will find a way. You know why? Because you're you. And if you don't believe in you, nobody's going to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. Nobody's going to pull you through. You got to do it. Once they see that you can do it, what do I tell? My wife knows what I always say. Those are my words to my wife every time something goes and she thinks that something is bad. I always tell her. We always do. We always find a way, babe. We always do. Those are my words to her. It's okay, babe. We always do. We always find a way. We always do. She knows those words. When she got laid off, I told her it's okay. We'll find a way. We always do. Because she knows it. She's our rock in this family. But I pick her up, and I tell her we will find a way because we always do. You know why? Because when she needs me, I'm there. But when I need her, she's there. That's the 100% I'm talking about. Sometimes she knows. She knows. That's what I'm talking about. When you are at 100% and when you help yourself, the other one knows that she or he don't have to worry about it. Excuse me. She or he knows that I got your back. You know why? Because we don't quit. We don't quit. Is it easy paying these bills? Nah. It doesn't come easy. It's not even easy making the money. But man, it goes like that. All month long you wait for that check. I do. All week long people wait for that check. And then with the snap of your finger, it's gone. But that's been happening for years, man. For years it's been happening. I've been getting actual paycheck since I was 16 years old. Actually, I've been getting some money since I was younger because I've been helping my dad, helping around cutting grass, doing that. But actually working, 16 years old, getting a job and working 16 years old, getting a paycheck. I tell you that if I would have saved $10, $20 a week, or every 2 weeks when I was getting paid, oh my God, the savings I would have had. But oh no, I was too caught up and not listening to anybody to tell me to save money because... So I told my son, I said, once you start working, you start saving. and you save it weekly, bi-weekly, however you get paid. I don't care. You get paid every 2 weeks, you get paid every week, you get paid monthly, you start saving. I don't care if it's $10 a week, $20 a week, $30 a month. Save it. Save it. Don't touch it. Just act like you don't get it paid. It's not going to be easy, but do it. Do it, people. Easier said than done? Yeah, probably, but do it. Don't look at me that way. Just do it. You can stare at me all you want, but just do it. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm not rich. No, by all means. Because I was stupid, because I didn't save it. But I'm rich in love and in happiness now. I was so miserable back in the day. Because my head was always hurting. What and the crazy part, we talked about credit score earlier. When I bought this house, and we've been living here 2007, I had to have the credit score was different. I had to have a credit score of 620. And my credit score, when they first did it, they mixed it up with a couple of Jose Reese's. They had different. There's so many of them. So forget her name. I forgot her name. The girl that was helping me with the VA looked it up and said, "You're not this guy. Nope, that's not me. Nope, that's not me." So I had to go and I don't know what they call it, but I had to go and fight the credit bureau, and they took all these things away, and they just kicked them out. It took like 2 days to kick like 7 things that weren't even mine. I had a J.C. Penney card on there, and I never even had a J.C. Penney card. I had a Dillard's. Never bought anything from Dillard's. I had a Exxon credit card. I said never had an Exxon credit card. I never even had one. But there was different. It was because of the name. Social Security numbers were different, so they had to look into that. So anyway, they threw them all out. By the time the everything was done, it was crazy. It was so bad that my credit score was at like a 480. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Well, 2 days later, I go back to her. She goes, okay, come on, Jose, let's go check it out again. She goes to the credit bureau again, does the application, and it was a 640. Boom, just like that. She goes, all right, you ready to go? Boom. It was VA. See, and we couldn't put eats on the house because we weren't married yet. Of course, house is gonna be hers anyway, so we got married later. But I wanted to buy the house because this was gonna be her house. She picked it, so I told her, don't. It doesn't matter. I can't remember. Was it? Can't remember her name. Vanessa? No. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Heather? Vanessa? I don't know. Whatever her name was, her husband was also a veteran. Anyway, so she helped me out, and it was a 640, and she was like, "Wow." Well, she tells me, because I'm the one that did everything that went over there. I think it was Heather. I did everything. I'm the one that came home, and I'm the one that had to go call the credit bureau and do all this stuff, and I had to fight so-called whatever it was. Fight the credit bureau and tell them that that I was fighting this and this, whatever. There's a name for it that you have to do it. So I went online and she told me how to do it. And then she looks at me. She goes, you sure you don't want to work for us, and that way you can help us?" I said, "Nah." I said, "I don't want to work for y'all. I don't want to. I'm good." I said, "Thanks anyway." Uh, because I really didn't want to. I really didn't want to go through that. They didn't really deal with too many. They dealt with veterans, but it was just a certain amount of veterans. If there was all veterans, yes, I would have done it. But they couldn't promise me all veterans. I wanted to deal with just veterans. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I went back and it was a 640, but it went down from like a four. I want to say a 435 or 455, but it went up to 640, and then that's all I needed. But then she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, by the way, you got approved for a $455,000 house." I'm like, "No, I don't. No, thank you. Why would I? Well, no, I don't. I don't want." But you see, the credit score is totally different from then to now. And I was a first time buyer. That's when they were giving so much money for a first time buyer. And uh, so, well, for the VA, I was first time I ever bought with the VA. So they came back. I got a house. I said, "Man, 455,000, 435,000, or something like that." I said, "No." Itza and I looked at so many houses, and she loved this one. I said, "Okay." This house wasn't even close to that. I mean, well, I said, "No, it was half of the price that we paid down here." I said, "No." So the owner and I negotiated with this one, so we negotiated. And I said, "No, I'm not paying $4,000 a month for a damn house. What's wrong with you?" So anyway, we got this house for a lot lower than what it is. But the one thing the VA does is that they add everything together. They had the insurance, they had the taxes, they had all for the payment of the house. They add everything together. It's all the payment is all in one together. So we got the house with Chase, and that's what I've been paying. And it was pretty cool because not even 2 days later they were just called me, "Okay, everything's ready." So I went to go sign, and we ended up with the house, and it was like, wow, it's done. And I mean, it was like boom, done like that. But I was, I had to really work the thing, but they cleared all that. But I finally got it cleared, and that's why I'm glad we have that bank, because it monitors all our thing, and it has everything, and I can look at all the creditors that I have, and it shows me everybody that's all the credit card that's closed, and I'm like, whatever, dude, you can you can close. And even my bank called me and told me I could go get a loan, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks anyway, peace out, I don't need a loan right now. But it is tempting, I'm telling you. Sometimes sometimes I'm like, "Damn, go get a loan." No, I'm just uh, everything is tempting when it comes to money. I'm telling you, God. But I did tell her one time. I said, "If you can give me uh, a lump sum to pay everything I got, and I just pay you, then that'd be great." But I know that's not gonna happen. So have a good day. So no, I don't want it. I don't want. No, it is so tempting. Yes, my love, it is. Because then I'll go to Hawaii. Just kidding, babe. Or am I? Let's go to Hawaii, everybody. Why don't we just pack up and go to Hawaii? I'm just kidding. Am I? I got Hawaiian shirts. But anyway, so that's what I was wanting to talk to you about today. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Uh, I want to say thank you to everybody that has come by and taken a peek today. I appreciate it. I really am thankful for being able to do Cup of JoJo in the morning with y'all. I mean, this is my third time here in the morning. I know it looks different because this is the wall of the living room. As you can see, that's my wife's dolphin. She loves that dolphin. We went over to when we went to the beach Uh, we were stopping at some places over there, and we got her that to at the beach. She loves dolphins, so. But ooh, yes, I know, right? Right, Red, Hawaii. Well, once I buy a lottery ticket, maybe we can win it and we can go to Hawaii. But I think my mom used to tell me you gotta buy a lottery ticket so you can win it, boy. You just can't say you're gonna win lottery if you don't. I know, mom, but I just don't buy lottery. I don't know. It's weird. I need to buy lottery. Maybe I'll win something. Anyway, but that would be nice. But I am so excited about doing this. I love doing this. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm trying to maybe talk about some fishing. Maybe talk about, I don't know. You have any ideas what y'all want to talk about? If y'all do, throw me some ideas. I'm probably gonna stream today. I don't know what. Maybe Eats and I'll stream something together. Uh, Depends how she feels. Uh, I don't know what to do. Well, I do. I mean, I'm sure to come up with something. But tomorrow morning will be another cup of JoJo in the morning at 9 again. Uh, but that's all I got for today. Red, I'm sure you're still working hard. Plugging away. Yeah, sure you are. I'm going to take a. Let's see. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause for the calls. I'm just going to leave it right here. And I shall return. I'll be right back. Okay. And I'm back. Had to take a bit of calls. All right. So just to recap, talked about. Thank you. I talked about working as always. Talked about paying bills and trying to save money. We talked about different ways of doing things. I think working is not, well, it's not so easy, but it's not the hardest thing. I think the hardest thing, well, paying bills, and I think saving money out of all those, out of those three things is the most difficult, in my opinion. In some instances, in some working would be, it would be hard. I think because sometimes we're picky about what we want to, what job we want, and I understand that to a point. But like I said earlier, sometimes we have to, sometimes we have to work a job until we find the job that we want. I know I did. I worked a hardware store. I did bicycles, bicycle shop. I was a waiter. I even bartended. Uh, I did the thing that I never really wanted to do. I sold cars. It wasn't hard. I mean, I love talking to people, so I did sell cars. I always wanted to know what was wrong with the car, and I would tell the people, and then some of the guys would be like, "You shouldn't tell them that." I said, "No, I should because I don't want to buy a car that's not working." And I did pretty well. I sold like 12 to 14 cars a month, and some of the guys didn't know how I sold them, and I was like, because I don't lie to them, I tell them the truth. And I sold some good cars too. I sold a lot, and I sold them in the used car lot, but they had a new car lot too. And sometimes the people would buy a used car, and then they would bring their mom and dad, and their mom and dad would want a new car, and it was Nissan, and they would say, "Hey, my mom and dad want a new car. Can you sell it?" I said, "Yeah." So I would have to go to the new car lot, and some of the guys at the new car lot didn't like it because but you know, customer's always right. So if they wanted to sell, then I'd sell the. And some of the guys were like, "Well, if you let me sell it," I said, "No, I'm not gonna let you sell it. I'm gonna sell it." So yeah, I mean, I knew a lot about the cars, so and I had a guy. I called him Wild Bill. His name was Bill. He was an older man, and I would sit down with him and I'd talk to him, and I'd listen to him. He sold cars for like 30 something years, and I would just sit down with him and talk to him, and he would tell me so much about the Nissans and how he started off selling cars. He sold for everybody: Ford, Chevy, Nissan. I mean, you name it, he sold it. Pontiac, the old school. But I learned so much from old Wild Bill. I called him Wild Bill. He liked that when I called him old Wild Bill Hickok. He said, "I like that. Nobody ever called me that." So him and I became good friends. He'd bring his lunch. His wife would bring him lunch, and after a few weeks, his wife started bringing me lunch. I said, "No, you don't have to do that, ma'am." "Oh, yes, I do. Oh, Bill told me to bring you lunch." I said, "Okay." So he'd bring me lunch. So, but anyway, I started selling cars, and he'd sell like 25 cars a month. That man, geez, he had so many. He had so many referrals. But he was a good guy. He's an awesome guy. But I talked to him so much, and he was probably in his. I was still young. I mean, I was just out of the military. I was, before I hated. I mean, like I said, I didn't like it, but it became. I only sold them for like 3, maybe 4 months, but I did pretty well. But I sold it because I didn't have anything else to do. And then from there, I sold copiers, and then from there I went to Centos and I sold uniforms. So you see, you kind of have to do what you know may not like it, and the crazy part is that you work from like 9 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night till they closed, and you were there all day long, and sometimes you'd get one customer for the whole day, and you didn't sell anything. But you called referral, you called people, you would talk to people, and you know, and then and when you got there, you got people call you and hey, you sold the car to my cousin, you sold the car to my sister, and I think what some of these guys hated, especially there was a couple guys that really didn't like me. Uh, I didn't really care, uh, but people would come and ask for me personally. They would say, "Well, I can sell you a car," and then they would look at them and they would say, "No, I don't think so. I don't like you." And the sad part is that these guys would try to sell them a car and then they would act like, well, I talked to them first, and then the customer would actually go and tell the owner that these guys were harassing them, and they would get in trouble, and I would laugh and I'd be like, I just laugh at them, and then they would come at me like, I said, what are you gonna do, dude? I said, you don't even know who I am. I said, you need to get away from me. So Wild Bill would walk in and he'd say, "What's going on here?" I said, they wanna try to hurt me." And I said, "But I'm okay, Bill. Don't worry about it." And then Bill would make up a story. "Do you know who this guy is, dude? You know what he used to do in the military?" And then he'd make up a big old wild story that I used to, do crazy things in the military. That I was, half crazy, and I'd be like, "Oh, Bill, oh, it's okay, Jose. I got you." I said, "Oh, wow, Bill." So it was funny because Bill was always had my back, and oh man, we would just laugh, and then we'd go eat. And then sometimes he loved it because hey, Bill, let's go to Chili's. What? You gonna take me to Chili's? I said, yeah. I said, tell your wife if she wants to come to Chili's. So she'd come and she'd meet us at Chili's, and we'd go eat at Chili's. He was a good guy, man. I loved having Chili's with Bill and his wife. She laughed and she thought I was crazy. She was always trying to set me up. I said, "I'm good, Miss Bill." I call her Miss Bill, and she was a nice lady. Her name was Cindy, but I called her Miss Bill, and she laughed. She goes, "Why you call me Miss Bill?" I said, "I don't know. I said, I just like calling you Miss Bill." Like the guy in Ratatouille who had a different story for why he went to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Wild Bill went on. It was so funny, but that was way before then. But it was so funny how Wild Bill would tell him, "Do you know what this guy used to do? He was crazy, man. He was in jail, and he man, dude, you don't want to mess with this guy. Shoot, man, this guy's crazy, dude. You don't know what he's gonna do, man. He'll flip a switch. You don't know him, man. These guys." And I'd be like, "Bill, why do you tell him that? They're a bunch of wimps, dude. Even I can beat their butt." And while Bill was not a small guy, he was. He was kind of, and he was hard. I want to say he's probably like maybe 50, 51, 52 years old at the time, and he was you know, he looked like a redneck guy, and he'd been selling cars since he was in his 20s. He like I said, like 30 years, someone doing that, and he goes, "This is all I know, dude. This is all I know, just selling cars. This is all I do." I said, "Really?" He goes, "I made a good living doing this. I can sell cars." I said, "You can sell cars to the automobile guy, huh?" He started laughing. Oh, memories. But anyway, he was a good guy. He was a funny guy too. But anyway, like I said, you working is not something that 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 you may not like the job, but you need to find a way to enjoy the people. And the reason I say that is because sometimes there was jobs I didn't like, but there were so many people that did a job, that it was pretty cool because you met some people, and some of them, there were a lot of them were good people. They just that's all they had was, that's all they could, that's all they did. I mean, at that time, that's all the job that they knew, and so they worked there, and they busted their butt for it, and you had, and I had respect for that, and I had respect for them. Maybe that's what, I don't know. I consider myself. That's why I'm different than a lot of people, and I'm gonna throw some. I don't know. I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna throw me a little bit of pat in the back, so to speak, because I like to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I think that's what's wrong with the world today. We don't look at people like human beings anymore. A lot of people don't, and I think that's the sad part of world of life now. We all we want to do is look at people as bad people now. I mean, and it's a sad thing because some people just want to do their job. Yeah, it's so sad that we just we we don't see people for who they really are. Some people, that's their job and they love it, and that's what they want to do because that's who they are. And we don't respect that. A lot of people don't respect that. And I think I think that we've gotten to a place where people find a job and they get so mad at the other people because the other people are happy with it and they're not. Well, that's not their fault that you're sad where you're at just because the other person's happy. That doesn't mean you have to go and screw their life over just because you're not happy where you're at. And I think people, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't. And if you go ask them, they don't know either. Well, they do know. Maybe they do, but they just, I don't know. There's a lot of words for them, but I don't know. But working is essential, and then paying your bills, and then saving the money. But sometimes we don't have time to save because I know I've lived paycheck to paycheck where you can't even save a dollar. You can't even save 50 cents. You're lucky to have a penny on a nickel, a penny, a dime in your pocket until you get that check. Like Red said, I mean, you're waiting for that payday because you're eating uh, 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 the granola bar, or you're barely making it, or we're eating potato and egg, and we're getting sick and tired of that, beans and rice taco, or that just bean taco, and you're like, oh my God, I'm sick of this. But you eat it because that's all you got. But you do with what you got. And then you enjoy that fresh fish that you catch, or you enjoy that pizza that you can order, or you enjoy that friend that says, "Hey, come on over, man. I got some I got a hamburger for you," or I I'm cooking some hot dogs, for my son's birthday, or I'm cooking for my daughter's birthday, or I got some cake, and you're like, "Oh my God." You have so much respect for that. And then they also tell you, hey, if you want to take some food home, go ahead and take some home, and you're kind of like embarrassed because you're like, I'd take the whole damn box home if I could, but you don't want to take it because you're like, you feel embarrassed because you know if they only knew I don't have any food in the house because I'm waiting for Friday or for Thursday or whenever your payday is. Yeah, I've been there. It's sad. And then I've had friends that know that and say, "Hey, Joe, don't worry about it. I got you, man. Here, take this home with you." and you just want to cry because you're like, damn, dude, thanks, you know. But you have, you know, when you find a friend like that, you just want to, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, you just, yeah, you know, it just sucks. But somehow, some way, you gotta suck it up, and you gotta just go with it. You just gotta go. You just gotta keep moving. You gotta move forward, and you gotta find a way, and then eventually, you you find that job, and you find a way to pay the bills, and you find a way to, whoo, you find a way to save a little bit of money. And when you look at it, oh man, I got $10 in the savings. Ooh, I got 15. I got 30. And then you forget about it, and all of a sudden you got you know, you got $300 in there. And leave it alone. And then all of a sudden you got 400, you know, 500, 600, 800, 1,000. And you'd be surprised how that thing just keeps on, you know, going up, going up. I told my niece about that, and then now she started doing it. And her and her husband are doing pretty well for themselves because they're starting to save 10%, 15% out of their checks. But I told her too, quit spending money on stuff you really don't need. He has a good job. He works for UPS, and he needs to, you know, I told her, you need to buckle down. You need to buckle down and say, no, I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need that. Especially when you're hurting, you know. Okay, no, no problem. I feel sometimes that people, that when you're hurting, you need to really lay low on spending money and quit making a habit of keep spending it when you don't have it. I think that's the hardest thing for people is, you know, I know we were when Nitsa was working, and every Friday we would buy something every Friday. Now it's like maybe once or that twice a month, if even, or just for like Christmas birthday, or we'd buy something that's cheaper, or we go to the store and buy something uh, so that we can make. Well, you know, we buy groceries and then we can make it here because it's a lot. It's more feasible because we save a lot more money. But just to spend money because you have it right then and there, no, it's not worth it. I think I think sometimes you gotta pick and choose of what you want to do. Uh, yeah, for Christian's birthday, we got something. For our anniversary, we got something. Uh, the next thing is my birthday in May. So, but for me, you know, I don't. I tell them straight out, I don't want presents. I don't want anything. But that's me. That's the way I am. I don't, you know. And they used to get me. Oh man, I have fishing stuff that my son and my wife got me. This is one of the best fishing uh, things that my son and my son picked it out. I was going fishing every morning, and check it out. It's a light, and it's magnetic. You put this baby on my truck, put it on the side, put it on the truck, and what I love about it is when I park my truck, I put it up, and I turn this baby up, and I can see all my rigging for my for my uh, for my fishing. But I mean, you know, not trying to get off subject, but just just trying to, you know, to tell you that sometimes, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just, it just kind of spending all that money sometimes. I mean, I tell my wife not to because in May, I know I'm gonna get something to eat. I know she's gonna give me a cheesecake. My mother-in-law, father-in-law bring me a cheesecake, so I end up with two cheesecakes, which is fine. I don't mind. But I even tell them, don't give me a cheesecake. I used to get fishing rods, and I used to get a fishing reel, you know. But now I don't even. I got so many of them. I can't use them all at one time. But it makes them feel better because I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for anything for Christmas. I don't ask for, but and it's not. I'm not saying this because oh I want some. No, that's just who I am. I feel that my son and my wife give me so much that you know my wife does so much for me. You know she takes care of me. I mean sometimes I've had surgery after surgery and she does so much for me. You have no idea what I've gone through and the pain I've gone through and the stuff I've gone through and she's been there for me and and I know she'll tell you well it's part of what I do and yeah I understand that but that's enough for me but spending money is shouldn't be something that you that, that you wanna do just because you have it. Spending money should be something you want to do wisely. You know, like, okay, do I really need that fishing reel? Do I need that fishing rod? I don't need the fishing rod. I don't need to buy it. Personally, I don't need it. So I don't buy it. Now, do I want it? Hell yeah. Eh, yeah, I want it. My wife looks at me. She says, "I know you want it." I said, "Of course I do." But we'll see. I always tell her that, and she knows it. She knows that my thing is, yeah. She goes, "Well, get it, babe." Nah, we'll see. And she laughs because she knows that. She laughs about it because she goes, "Okay, well, if you don't need it, oh, I don't need it." Now she's gotten me a grill to grill outside. And that's only because she wants me to cook. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I've always wanted one of those, and it's a griddle. Uh, I love cooking. She knows that. One of these days, I'm gonna be cooking. I'm hoping to start cooking once I get this knee surgery. It's hard for me to stand up so long, you know, when I'm cooking it. Oh man, my knee gets swelled up. That's why you always see me when I'm streaming. I stream in the bed, and I'm sitting down now. But streaming's good, you know, it's good. But man, I love to go fishing, but man, just fishing and you know, fishing off the bank, eh, man, it's oh my god, hurts my leg so much, hurts my knee so much. But then I found out why because I have the MCL torn. It's torn, so now I know why it's so messed up, and it gets so swollen, and it hurts a lot. The sad part is that it's been like that for years, and I've been telling the doctor for a while, but you know, but still. But anyway, getting back to everything else, I mean, you know, I mean, she got me that, but I use it because I want to, you know, I want to cook for them, and I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. Uh, I'm actually a decent cook though, but it's mostly for home. And what else can we do for saving? I mean, I think the hardest thing is just doing it. I mean, you're gonna have to just do the saving. You're gonna have to just save. Sorry, you're gonna have to just do a saving, and you're gonna have to pull yourself together and save, and then pay. Paying your bills, like I said, is just writing them down and paying them. And as far as a credit score, unless you're buying a house or you're buying well, I don't, even your car. I mean, a car's good. Don't get me wrong, but unless you're buying a house, I wouldn't worry about. And that's my opinion. I wouldn't worry about if they close one of your credit cards or if they close your stuff. Hey, Dragon. Good morning. How are you doing, hon? Hey, I made it. Sorry, I'm getting ready to leave, but I'll keep you in my ear. Okay. I'm glad you're here. Talk about paying bills and working, saving. But I mean, oh, I miss you too, girl. We were talking about you yesterday. Yep, it was all bad. It's the way it goes. I'm just kidding. We miss you too. But unless, like I said, unless you're buying a house, uh, I don't think you need to worry about a credit score. I mean, I'm not saying you don't need to worry about your credit score, but keep your keep your keep your bills up. Paying the minimum is good on a credit card or on your thing, but the only thing is, it's so hard to pay off the that whatever you're paying, credit card, the store, whatever. They're gonna keep adding interest. They're gonna, you never got. It's gonna take years to pay it. If you can pay a small credit card, that's another thing. What I did was the way I paid my credit cards off is I had a credit card with $3,000 on it. I had another one that $5,000 on it, and I centered on the one with the $3,000 one. So I paid uh, the minimum one, a little bit more than the minimum on the $5,000 one, but the one with the $3,000 one, I would pay more. We had the money, so I would take and I would pay more on it. Uh, if it was $100, I'd pay $300. And I know it sounds like a lot, but I would pay $300 on it 1 month. And then my wife was working weekly, so I would take. Sometimes I'd take some of the weekly, and I would pay another payment of that, and I'd pay $100 more. And then I would take another weekly, and I'd pay another $100. So on 1 month, sometimes I would pay up to $600 for that one card, so that it would keep going down. Now it was a $3,000 limit, but I only owed like maybe 1,700. So paying that much went down some. So by the time it got to, you know 800 bucks, and then I thought, what? Boom, let's pay off $400. So I put $400 and it was only $400 limit left. So then I took my wife's money on a weekly basis and paid 100, and then I boom. By the time you know it, that credit card was paid for, so it was done. Boom, that was one card off. Then we bought a mattress. That mattress, the one that goes up and down because of my back. So we bought that one, and they're pretty priced. I mean, I took it on credit with the mattress store. So that one I paid and paid and paid, and then little by little, I did the same thing with that one. We only owed so much money, but I was paying on it, and then eventually, same thing. Got down to about $1,000. I paid 200. Then Nitsa's money, I paid another 100 a week, 100 a week, 100 a week. Boom, paid that one off. Done. That one's done. So I didn't have to worry about that one no more. That one's paid off. Then I had a small credit card. It was nothing. There was a credit card when, oh man, back in the days. I'm surprised it took so long. It was only like $300. I tried so hard to get more money on that card. I had just really started getting credit, and I tried to get more credit. Uh, it was a Mastercard, and I asked them to increase my limit, and they kept denying me. So I paid it off. It was $300. I paid off that $300, and I never used it. Never used it. So I get a phone call from them, and they tell me, if you don't use the card, I said, you know what, kiss my ass. I already told y'all to give me a raise on my limit, and y'all don't want to give me a limit. Well, I don't care what. Shut up. I told the girl before she even talked to me. I said, you know what, I don't really care. I said I have a card that has, and I have a real high limit on the credit card that I got from our bank. I said, so I don't even want to hear it. I said and it's even a Mastercard. I said, so I don't even want to hear it. I said, no, it's a Visa. I said, it's y'all's competition Visa. I said, and it's a very high limit that y'all couldn't even come close to it. And she kind of like, well, I can't believe that. I said, no, I don't need to just close the account. So she closed the account. We can give you. And I don't want anything from you. I've had y'all, and that's because I've been with them since, I don't know, when I first started trying to get some good credit. I was with them since 2001 or 2003 or something like that. It's before I met Itza, and 2001 I think. And it was sad because they would never give me any credit, and my credit was good. I just bought the house. And they still wouldn't give me credit until I told them to just close it. They wanted to give me $5,000, and I told them I don't think so. I said I got better. I got a lot more credit on the other one. I didn't want it anyway. I just wanted to be just wanted to be an ass and just tell them to kiss it, and I didn't really care. So they closed that one. So, and I thought, that one lady told me from the other bank that I closed. She told me that and well, I'll tell you why I close it here in a little bit. But she told me, "What if you close the card? They're just gonna everything's gonna go down." I said, "Yeah, whatever. I really don't care." And I don't. I really don't. I know a lot of people care. A lot of people get and I understand for the people that are buying a house. I understand. Uh, I get it. I think that. Uh, I think that you need to keep your cards open, but they closed it because there wasn't any activity on it. I hadn't had activity maybe for what 7 8 months. You know what? Close them. I really don't care. 7 8 months is nothing. I've had a card that I haven't used in what a year, and they still have it open. So I had it, and it's been there. I haven't even used it. I don't know what the big deal is. And anyway, this bank, I closed the bank because they've changed their name twice already, and I'm sick and tired of banks changing their names. So that's why I went to this other bank, and it's just frustrating. So I just said, you know what, I don't need this bank. I'm just, you just keep changing your name. So my father-in-law, mother-in-law bank there, and they've been there for forever. My father-in-law is a veteran with the Air Force, so that helped me too. So anyway, so credit cards are good, but they just want you to keep spending and spending and spending, and the more you spend, the more credit they want to give you. And I'm not. I don't think so. Thanks anyway, but no, thank you. I'm not gonna. But I do keep a couple credit cards, just so we can have just in case. And I do like. I know some people don't like credit cards, and more power to you. I respect that and I appreciate that, and I think that's great. But with me, I just want that. Now I used to have Discovery. I used to have Visa, Mastercard. Uh, I never had clothing credit cards. I never cared for them. Uh, never had gas card. Never. I didn't know. I never just cared about a gas card. Uh, what else? That's it, really. I mean, other than Mastercard, Visa, Discovery, had two or three of those. Depending what Mastercard. Yeah, I've had those back in the days, and then they screwed me all up. Now I'm just like, man, how did I do that? Why did I do that? Now I'm just glad that I just have the couple cards and I'm happy with them. Everything now is either debit and everything I pay online. When like Red said, we used to, she pays her rent with check. I used to pay my rent with check. We do have checks because never know. That's about it. I don't have any more. I don't have any other check. I mean, I don't have anything else. But we do have checks. I mean, other than that, credit cards are not the most uh, easiest thing to handle sometimes because people don't know how to control themselves with credit card. I know because I was young, I was stupid, and I just thought that I'll pay it $20 a month. And like I said earlier in the stream, my calculation of math, even though I'm a numbers man, I just didn't think of the numbers back then. $20 a month, it's only $50. You know what? What the heck? How much is that? 150? Yeah, I'll buy it. How much is that? Yeah, I'll buy it. And then all of a sudden, what do you mean from $20 a month to $150 a month? Well, hello, stupid. When the amount that you owed went to from $200 to 3,000, so's the payment. So I got in debt and got in trouble. But I was young. I was in my mid 20s. Thought I had everything. Military. Thought I had. I was the man. I had everything taken care of. Yeah, I was the man. All right. I was stupid, man. But I was. But the thing is that I learned. It took me a while, but I learned, and it was a hard. I learned the hard way, and I'm not. I'm just trying to help y'all out to learn to save some money and just a little bit. Like I tell my son, he's 16 years old. You working? Save 10, $15 a month. I mean a week. If you get paid weekly, save it weekly. If you get paid bi-weekly, save it bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, every month. I don't care when you get paid. Take $10, take $20. I don't care. Put it in your savings. Put it in your envelope. Put it under your mattress. Put it under your car. I don't care where you put it. Just put it where you remember and save that money. Because if I could have saved since I was 16 years old, I'm not saying I would have had every penny of it, but if I would have had at least 20 or 30% of that money saved, I'm not saying I'd have been rich. No, I'm not saying that. I would have had a pretty good nest egg right now. At least to give to him or to do something with. But you see, I wasn't taught that. My father just taught me to go to school, go to college, work hard, and retire. I love my dad. Don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong. I love my mom and dad. Do not get me wrong. Please. Don't take that as a sign that I don't love my mom and dad, but that I didn't care. I'm just saying that I wish I'd have had some other somebody to tell me to save some of this money to put it away and not touch it. Oh, I know there's 401ks, there's other different ways of saving it, but I know so many people that have lost their 401s, their investments. Where does that money go? Why do they lose their own money? Because corporations take that 401 and they make billions, millions, and billions of dollars off money that other people save up in there. And what do they get out of it? You see, 401 is non-existent here now. Why? Because it's a scam, I think. I mean, that's me. That's my thing. 401ks are for people that, if you ever read a book named Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I read that many years ago, 401ks are, it's about, that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's about 401ks that take your money, and what they do with it is that they borrow. Let's say a corporation takes 500 employees and they take so much percentage out of there and they put it into their bank, and then they take your money and they borrow money off your money, and then they're making so much interest off your money, off the employees' savings that is going into that bank account, and you're making none of it. Now, if you want some of your 401k, they're going to charge you to take it out. That's your own money. What you need to do is, and this is my opinion, I don't know if you want it, if you understand it or not. If you are willing enough, if you are willing to put 6, 10, 15, 20%, 15% of your money in somebody else's savings account, why don't you just put it into your own savings account and don't touch it? I put, for 5 years, 15% in Cintas account for 5 years, and then they laid me off. When I went to take my money out and take it, they told me it was 36% interest charge for taking my money out early. Now, truly, it was tax free that I put it in there, and I understand that, because when they take it out of your checking account, it's tax free. I mean, they don't charge you taxes on that money that you're putting in there. But Cintas is a $2 billion corporation when I was there. So could you imagine all the money that they made and put it into that savings? How much billions of dollars they're making in interest alone? Millions of dollars. But when I got my money out, they took 36% of that money, and I didn't even get half of that money back of what I put in there. So, yes. Oh, welcome back. So, what I'm saying is that, yeah, 401ks, they're good, but if you take them out early, they will charge you. And like I said, I read a book back in the '80s called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he talks about how 401ks work. And the 401k, the way they work is that, like I said, you have a corporation with say 500 people, 5,000 people. They're putting in 15%. That's the most you can put. You can put from 5 to 15%, and most of the time, you work there for a year, then you put so much money in there, and but if and they tell you if you want a loan, if you want to get a loan against it, you can get a loan against it. Blah blah blah. But if you take it out early, they're gonna charge you, and they will. They'll charge. Now, yes, it's tax free because they're not gonna charge you taxes on that money on that 15% that you take, and depending on how much you make, I was making like 50. No, I was at that time from Centos, I was making about $1,400 a week. So take 15% of that, and that's what they were taking away out of my check every Friday. So that was a lot of money. And for 5 years, they did that. But by the end of my 5 years, when they laid me off, when I wanted my money back, they charged me almost 30, I think it was 36 or 34%. I think it was 36%, and I didn't get practically all my money. I didn't get any because of the taxes and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just give me my damn money and whatever. But that's how it works. I had a man that worked for Reynolds in Corpus Christi. It was an aluminum plant for like, I think it was 42 years. He retired with a 401k of over $500,000. By the time he got out of there, and he tried to get, he had he was like 70, like, no, 67, 68 years old. He didn't even have that much. I mean, he didn't even get all that money out of there. And I told him, I said, I told you, they're not going to give you all that money. They're going to charge you. He tried to get his money from the 401k, and he only got a certain amount of money. Like I said, 401ks are good to a point. And I'm not saying that, but how many people lost their whole life savings to a 401k when the markets crash? But it's a gamble. It's a gamble that you're going to. Why not put that 16% or 15% into your savings account? I'm just asking. You can get mad, you can get frustrated, you can get, but I'm just asking. That's what I'm saying. We're not disciplined enough to put money in our savings, but we're disciplined enough to for other people to take it out of our check and put it somewhere else so that they can make millions of dollars in interest, and then they spend it the way they want to so they can build bigger buildings, bigger company, and then if they lose out, well, I don't know what to tell you. Sure, you still got your 401k, but then you got to change it over wherever you go. It's a pain in the ass because I know how that works. But you can do it. But I always said, why not just put it in your savings? You're doing 15%. Yeah, they're gonna take taxes away from you, but I'd rather pay my taxes now than wait till the end of your 65 years old, 70 years old when you retire, and keep putting and keep your taxes. I mean, and then they're gonna tax you anyway because all that money in your 401k is not taxed yet. I know when I was with that company, that's what they told us. They said you're we're taking it out of your check, but it's not taxed. It's I don't know. I don't know how they work now. I don't know if 401k is the same way or if it's changed. Or I know a lot of people that worked with my dad and then they went to Enron, and they went to they lost everything, everything. But my dad retired in '85, and he decided not to go to Enron. He decided to retire, and he was able to retire. And he didn't go to Enron. He decided not to. But my dad knew a lot of the insights. I mean, he knew a lot of the oil field. He knew the oil field was already going. He knew. My dad was an experienced oil field man. He'd been there for 40. He'd been working oil field for 40 years. He knew something was up with the oil field. He knew what was going on. He said, "No, it's time for retirement." So he retired the oil field, and a few years later, the oil field went to crap because Enron decided to screw everybody that was in the oil field at that time, and nothing happened to those guys. They all got rich, and Enron just screwed all the middle. I mean, all the people that were working for him. Millions of people. I mean, millions, billions of dollars, and for what? My dad was a very lucky man that he got retired. That he was retired. Him and a few of his quite a few of the other workers. But then there was a lot of workers that he knew that went to Enron and they lost everything. It's a crying shame. But I mean, that's just it's just a lot of it's up to the person whoever wants a 401k. I mean, a 401ks, investments, everything's that's another thing I tell people. I said, you want to invest, it's a gamble. There's not it's a sure thing. Uh, sure, people say, well, I invested in Netflix. I invested in this. Oh yeah, if it's a sure thing, sure. I mean, anybody. Yeah, he was. So am I. I tell you, Red. He was very very lucky. But like, my dad was a very wise man when it came to oil field. He knew a lot about the oil field. He knew things were up. He knew there was a lot of things going on when people were walking around whispering, and he just knew that things were going to happen, and he thought, you know what? They offered him retirement, so he said, yeah, I'll retire. They didn't think he was going to retire, but he came home and he said, what do you think if I retire? We were all like, we don't live in the house no more. Well, I wasn't there, but I was gone. But we were like, hey, they called me and I was like, let him retire. I'm not at home. Nobody lives there anyway, so it's only him and mom. So we were glad that he retired. I don't know. I mean, like I said, everybody to each his own. I mean, I'm not saying I've had some good people that made a lot of money, and I've had good people that had 401ks that have retired off of them, and I've had some good people that got eaten up with them for. Well, I don't know. I got mixed emotions with the 401k. I don't. I mean, at times, and then I get so angry with them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's. I don't. I don't know. It's one of those things that you can talk about and you can get upset with and throw a fit at. I don't think nowadays companies don't even want to retire you. As soon as you hit your 14th, 15th, they make an excuse to get rid of you so you won't hit your 20. I think that's the sad part too. That a lot of people they work so hard to get to their 20 years to the retirement, and then they don't even want to retire you. They make excuses for you so you won't retire. I don't think that's right. I think there should be a law from that, but getting a law passed to through Congress is it's a joke now. They pass laws that make them money, not laws that help the working the working class people. I don't know anymore. The other people are having so hard trouble trying to save money and working and paying their bills. And I just want people to. I just pray and hope that people can pay and save and find a career that they want. And I'm talking for people that are in the future, like uh, people right now, people like my son, people like Red Son, people like, I mean, all our kids. I mean, me, I'm done with work other than having the idea that I know I can do something. I mean, I can try something and I can put my effort into it. And I know it can happen. It's just a matter of, uh, of pushing it forward. But it's just one of those things that it's a tough fight for everybody. I mean, I think financially people are fighting just to get through the next day, every day. Every single day we're trying to make it till tomorrow, and we got to remember that we got to make it through today first, and then let's see what happens tomorrow. I mean, we just gotta fight today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, but we're so stuck on trying to make it, hoping it was already tomorrow instead of fighting today. Life is not a life is not so grand sometimes. It's just one of those things that we. I'm staring at my TV and I see fish. I have that aquarium type picture or I see fish just running, just swimming in circles. And I feel that that's our life sometimes. We're just in circles that we don't know what to do. Not that we don't know what to do. That's all we do. It's a circle of life. It's just not, it's just a circle that we just work, come home, pay bills, and and the one thing we forget is save money. Yeah, exactly. I'd love for a better work environment and for us and for our children, and you're right. I mean, that's why is that so hard to maintain or to even create? It hurts. It hurts my heart that we can't get our people in charge to actually have the decency to get together and create that, or to at least have some great ideas to get that going for us, or to have good people to talk about that instead of fighting every damn time about other things that aren't even important. We need to focus on what's going on with the people that need the help. And I don't mean just give them everything. What I mean is give them the ability to work and to help find work, and to do it, not just tell them, hey, this is what you need to do. No, screw that. Show them. It's one thing to say, in the military, we used to be able to go up to them and say, okay, this is what we need to do. And then we'd go out there and run the drills and practice it and do dress by dress, like everybody in the same formation, do it over and over and over until we learned it. And I'm not saying that we all have to be dressed like that. I'm just saying that We need to teach people to go and learn how to just go out and work and tell them straight out, look, there's a job for you. You may not like it, but you got to work this job until you find what you like. So many people are going out there and saying, well, I don't want that job. Well, dude, then you don't want to work. Everybody needs to go work, do something. You may not like the damn job, but you know what? You want to get paid, then you got to do the job. Suck it up. Like you say, suck it up, Buttercup. Work this job until the job you want comes for you. That's all you got to do. Quit crying about it. Quit bitching about that you don't have the job you want, but there's a job right in front of you that you can work until you get that job that you want. That's what's wrong with people too. People don't want to do anything. They want everything given to them. No, dude, nothing's going to be given to you. Nothing should be given to you for free. You need to go work for it. I'm sick and tired of people getting everything for fucking free, excuse my language, and then wanting everybody to do everything for them. No, dude. Unless you're disabled and really can't do anything for you, then you need to get your butt off the damn couch and off the damn chair and go find yourself a job. I don't care if it's cleaning the outside, digging a ditch, doing whatever. If you're going to get paid for it, go do it. And quit crying about it. You're a man, suck it up, go support your family, and it don't matter what kind of job it is. Like I said earlier, go work it, get paid for it until you find a job that you enjoy. That's it. No, it's okay. I know it's just so sad that people think that everything should. Well, I should be giving. Nah, you shouldn't be giving shit. What you should do is go find a damn job, work it, save some money, pay your bills, and quit crying about it. That's what people need to do. But no, everything about everything, and it starts from the top. And everything's about starting from the top. I don't care who you are, what position you hold, whatever. It all starts from the top. People need to quit crying, because if anything ever happens in the United States, like it's happening in another part, if if anything ever happens in the United States like it's happening in the other side of the country, there is going to be so many people that are not going to be able to, that won't be here the next day and the first day. Because I hope that nothing ever in the United States, I hope we never have, and I'm going to say it, I hope we never have war in the United States. Because nobody in the United States is ready for that. Well, let me rephrase that. There is a lot of people in the United States that are not ready for combat in the United States. They think they are, but they're not. I said this once before, just because you own a weapon don't mean a damn thing. I feel bad for those people. It's just so frustrating, man, that people think that everything is okay with people here in the United States. People here in the United States are not okay. We serve this country so that people can be free, and a lot of people are not free. I don't care where you come from. This country was made of all types and all races of people, and yet a lot of people don't want to treat it that way. But I wish that the people, I really wish everybody would look at it the way that this country was really made up from. But we don't. And the sad part that everyone in this country has some type of descendant from another country. Anyway, that's just another story. I just get so frustrated. I'm sorry I ranted on that. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. I just, I'm just so tired of the stuff that people cry about. Give me this, give me that. We shouldn't be giving people anything. They should be earning it. People that need it should be given to it. It should be given to them. I'm not saying we shouldn't be giving people stuff because some people do need it, and I understand that. And I do believe that some people do need our help, and that's what we fought for. That's what we served our country for, so people can have it. Thank you, Dragon. And it is true. This world is this world is not. I don't know what this world is anymore. There's so much focus on divide and not where we came from and what would bring us together. Yeah, that's so true. That's true, Red. Everybody wants to divide us, man. And the good thing is that there's so many good people in this world. No matter what the color, what the race, there's so many good people. God, there's so many good people that love each other and praise each other. And it doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter where you come from. But all people want to do is divide us. That's it. So much hatred. And it's such a sad feeling. And it's the sad part is that in the military today, there's just as much dividing from the military personnel that and just like in the civilian world, there wasn't that when I was in the military. We didn't put up with that shit. I don't know. Hurts my heart. Really brings me down. It's like everything we did was for nothing. Yeah, so while I'm white, my marriage, very diverse family, and I had the opportunity growing up to always have my eyes open to a lot more things. I hear you. So do I. I have nieces, nephews, and they're wonderful people. Wonderful people. My daughter's half white. She's Portuguese white. Like my grandfather and a bunch of my cousins are black, and the other side of the family is Hispanic. Yep. I have Korean nephew. I have Korean nieces. I have black nephews and nieces. I have white nephews. My daughter's half white, Portuguese. I think that's why it hurts me so much. That's why it just eats his family's the same way. They come from different types of race. And yet, here we are, fighting everybody. I don't know. It's just one of those things that you. But anyway, it all boils down to pay your bills, people. Get a job. Pay your bills, save your money. But anyway, listen. I know I went off topic, but that's just the way streams are. That's the way I am. At the streams, that's the way Papa Jojo is. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes. But I love y'all. I love everybody that. Thank you for coming by. I love all of y'all that have come by and checked out my stream. Uh, oh Lord, 3.5 hours. Jeez. Uh, I know I'll be here tomorrow morning at 0900 9 a.m. in the morning again Central Time. Uh, I thank y'all for coming by. Red, of course. Dragon, thank you for coming by. I've had others uh, that came by. Man, it has been such a wonderful day for me. The morning, Monday morning, to stream and to talk to y'all. Wow, with gray hair. I just pulled the gray hair from my chest. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Oh, thank you, Red. Appreciate that. I try to do things. I try to stay with the script, but I'm sorry for my managers. I get off script and I go, oh, ah, here we go again. Ah, 1, 2, 3, man. I tell you, Red, you're killing me, girl. You're killing me. Thank you, girl. I appreciate it, Red. Thank you so much. Woohoo! Save it up, babe. Pay those bills. Well, anyway, and on that note, I might take those bits and go buy me a fishing reel. I'm just joking. Or am I? Papa Jojo need to ride a reel. Need to go fishing. Well, maybe one day I'll be out there fishing and doing Papa Jojo while I'm fishing out there. The nice, calm, beautiful Port Mansfield or somewhere in the water, by the water. Doing a beautiful, y'all can see the beautiful skies. But now I gotta get, what? I've been laying down watching you. But yeah, well, I'm surprised you're even up, my love. Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody that has been here, thank you. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Uh, I know I got a little bit, I would say powerful, but that's Papa Jojo. But hey, look, I'm just speaking. I'm just speaking from my heart, speaking the way I feel. I've been around 58 years. Uh, I don't remember the first 10 years. My dad used to, I used to be a bad kid. Anyway, but not really. Uh, I've been through a lot. Not bad, but I just financially, uh, trying to save money, trying to, spend too much money. Didn't save a lot, but try to do what I can. But anyway, on that note, I want to say thank you for everybody that came by. I want to say thanks for what y'all do, and thank you for everything. Just being here, I really appreciate that. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for Red Dragon. Uh, Everybody that stopped by just to take a peek, I appreciate it. Uh, y'all have any other questions? Tomorrow I'll be here at 9 a.m. Central Time. Uh, I don't know what the topic's going to be. I'll try to think of something. I'm sure I'll just go with it, and then if I have something, I'll think about it. Uh, we'll just go out of here, and uh, we are. Thank you, Red. I'm glad I'm here too, and I want you to know how you two met. I want to know how you. You want to know now? Tomorrow, okay. How me and Itza, how who? How me and Itza met? Or how I met all the other women? Just kidding. I'm only, you was only kidding. That should be the topic of love and pizza. Well, back in 1929, well, I loved pizza before I even met her. But okay, tomorrow it is. All right, well, all right, well, there it is. There you go. I don't remember. She's too old. She's too old for me. Anyway, love you, babe. I'm going in now. I'm gonna go in the room now. I will. Oh man, I gotta find protection before I go into the room. I mean protecting the whole body. This beautiful face. Can't get it hit. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Love y'all. I'll be back. I hope I'll be back. She knows where you sleep at night. Well, yeah, that's for sure. She'll take my CPAP off me. Lord have mercy. Oh God, I'm gonna have to sleep outside. I'm going fishing tonight. Anyway, y'all. Thanks a lot, Red. Jeez. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all have a good day, and I shall be. If she don't hurt me, I should be back streaming later on. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Until later. Until next time. This is Papa Jojo with. Wow. Hey, how you doing? Yo, Adrian. Yeah, hey, yo, Adrian. How you doing? Hey, man. Anyway, I couldn't get that right, but remember, you gotta talk to the side. Hey, Adrian. Bye. We see y'all later. Thanks, Dragon. Have a good one. Y'all take care. Till next time. Love y'all. Bye.